But when you see exactly what this is, you're gonna figure this out. Okay.
Whoa, did it not fully make me live? Is that what happened?
Derek, it's all
Whoa,
good. Thanks for at least
wait a
stopping by. I'll
minute.
see you tomorrow for the show, right? DSP versus the internet sounds good to me.
That would be
Do you think this will be
like
my highest attended stream on DSP?
fucking stupid if that's what happened.
Anyone have running odds? How many people did I have on my first stream here? When I first announced it, the surprise stream that I did like a month ago. How many people did I have on
So
there?
have I not been live this whole time? I hope that's not the case. It's like literally not my fault. But kinda, but like
streams run.
I'm under the assumption that YouTube isn't
So
stupid.
I'll check for you guys. I'll put you a little note tomorrow. I should know that this is the highest viewed stream I'll ever have here. Yeah,
Wait, so I was or I wasn't streaming?
Do that. Andy Jocelyn, thank you for the super chat. Awesome of you to invite Rich to your stream. Yeah, you know,
okay, like what happened?
Like, really
I was in this screen,
Craig gave me a couple suggestions,
and I hit the button, and I tried to sneakily like tab out because it's like super awkward, like because I was already up because he started early.
I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to spoil what we're about to talk about. Hold on
I clicked the button go live, but apparently I had to like wait for it to process, for it to register that I'm live. So I didn't even fucking know that I wasn't live because, you know.
Okay.
I literally thought I was streaming.
I would like to have Rich on one of my streams.
I'm glad I checked it again.
Actual, he calls in. Like you know what I
mean?
It
was nothing I could do.
Having a conversation one night. I think I'd be okay with that. I think that would actually be quite nice and cordial if we just had a conversation with each other one night as a random stream. But I think that would be fine. But we'll talk about that.
Hey, what's up, John?
Okay.
I literally thought I was streaming. It shouldn't work that way. I hit the button, YouTube.
Leaderboard, I didn't. So Andy did that super chat, and then Carrot Blanca gifted 5 memberships. Congratulations!
Apparently, he wants to invite RT.
Supporting this community. We've got Anthony, Electric Connor, Cornville Canopy Man,
hello and welcome, Kamino, Tension, John, Not.
So with that means we jumped up by 5. We're back up to 72. It looks like there were like 10 memberships
Trunks
that were probably gifted the day that I launched this channel a month ago, and they have expired. But you know,
no, this is
back up to 72. I think
he's clapping back or
back up
whatever this is,
which is awesome. Andy,
whatever this is supposed to be.
On the leaderboard, okay. Over 700 people in climbing. When should I start? Should I keep waiting or should I start?
I don't know.
It's like, do I start or do I start? Did they miss the first few minutes? You know, how many more people are coming? Do you think?
What was the point of having the music at the beginning?
I'm telling you right now, this is not actually React stream like it was supposed to be. It might still have React in it, but it's not actually what I thought it was going to be.
Well, what does that mean, DSP?
It's different now.
How is it different? What's changed? You don't even know what you're even doing.
Shout out to the fan who, like 14 years ago, or wasn't 14, it was probably like 2010, who sent me this mug. I still use it to this day. I absolutely love it. It is my favorite mug ever, and I will probably use it until it breaks. I love the E-Tank mug, man.
Yeah, he cashing in on the drama. He literally stopping what he doing to do this. He's dropping everything to make a drama
load in my
video
dashboard here yet.
Or he don't even know what he even doing. He just want to play games and have fun.
Enron mug.
But he got to switch to his React channel.
Enron. The first thing you see when you see this, you think Enron?
Like, what are we...
Who even thinks of Enron anymore?
We stalling.
It's an energy tank from Mega Man, dude. Oh my goodness. Talk about not knowing your retro stuff. Mishael.
We start the stream at 9:45 and we stall for an additional 20 fucking minutes after playing music to get people in.
I can't believe you just... you said Enron mug.
Well,
I think of L. Ron Hubbard. Oh, yeah. An E.
Flying a little too close to the sun there, DSP, with that Marvel mouth. I don't think you want to be saying
wow.
Words says with those.
Me. I was only 2 years old at the time. Oh,
which those
nice.
Kind of sounds in it.
The postage. What is the best character in Marvel vs. Capcom 1? Marvel vs. Capcom 1? Strider Hear You. Hands down. Willow, I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Me too, Kagome. Kagome, you and I are of like mind on this. Kagome just says, when can we just go back to the normal schedule? When can we stop
no one is making you do this, you dumb fuck.
Like I said, I might do a random stream with like Rich.
Just want to go back to the normal schedule. DSP, nobody's making you do this shit. You're choosing to do this for God knows what reason.
Civil to each other.
Yeah, like he has to do this. For who?
But outside of that,
I thought we were playing games and chilling.
We're gonna do normal content this whole week, probably all the way into next week.
Yeah, like he has to do this. His boss made him do this. He don't really want to do this. He just want to go back to his normal schedule, but this
Well,
ends
I received
tonight
$8
apparently.
tip.
Whatever this is supposed to be. How is he gonna end it? I don't know.
Let's see here.
That was all got 2 names. Guy with 2 names.
Chris Saturn is asking, does he and Snowcraw have a chance for a sleepover or something?
He's
No.
forced to do this by who? Cat making him do this?
No. I'm just going to matter-of-factly answer. No, there's no chance of a sleepover, Chris Saturn. I'm sorry. Sorry about
Cat saw and it was like,
crush you there.
Phil, they're dogging you
Well,
in the
crush you.
podcast. Aren't you going to say something?
What? People are saying there's 100 likes on the stream already.
I got it,
There
honey.
are 100 likes on the stream already. We didn't do anything yet. Hold your likes until we do something. All right, celebratory bubble blow it is.
And we already got
We have
bubbles.
almost 800 viewers in climbing. I want to start, but we keep getting more viewers. And we haven't done anything yet. Here you go.
Motherfucker, you stalling so you can get viewers, and you got the viewers. So what are we complaining about? We can't start
By the
because
way,
we're
for the
getting too
record,
many
I actually
viewers?
invited
This dude
Craig on
is
the
so... This dude is
Not
so
to call
annoying.
in, but to actually, like, watch. So he might be watching.
Well, he might be lurking. All right, cool.
Okay.
I don't care enough to check.
The Scrub did a $2 tip after the interview. This will be the last time I ever tip you. You have manipulated me. Excellent. Very nice. Thank you, Descrub. I don't even
I mean, you could have just not have gave him any kind of money if that's the case.
I really have no idea what you're speaking of. But thank you for tipping me to tell me you're never going to tip me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's really stupid. Don't do that.
It usually works out.
It's really stupid when people fucking do that.
It's kind of one-sided in my favor.
Gonna give you money to tell you how I'm not gonna give you
Not
money
so
anymore.
sure, you know. Here, I'm gonna put you up there.
Disappointed in you. I'm never giving you money again
That's
after
a
this
little
time.
bit of a one-sided. Wow.
Yeah, I do agree. I would be laughing like
Wowza.
that too, DSP.
Wowza.
He's actually valid
I can't
here.
get Craig on because I didn't set anything up. I didn't confirm with him that he would want to come on either. I don't know if he's actually watching tonight or not. I'm just saying. I invited him. I don't know if he'll be here or not.
Chugging the coffee.
But I wasn't preparing to do anything like this. If I would have done an interview. I have to mess around. What it is there's this software that they use for side scrollers, and I dabbled a little bit with it myself,
It's not too big bills.
for the Side Scrollers podcast. So I kind of like it, and I'm thinking I might try to work with it and figure it out. So, no, I want to Review Tech. I want to have a conversation with, but he wasn't going to be like calling in tonight.
Yeah,
I
now he
wanted
wants to
just have him in
suck
the chat
off
tonight.
Rich.
But he said he can't make it because of his family, and I was like, that's totally cool. I get it, man.
Everything's okay now. Buried the hatchet. Until he
You know
randomly
VR,
sneak
that's
disses him
interesting
and
name,
calls him a
which
bitch or
is
something. Or
AI? No,
it just flies off the handle.
And Al. Get it? Anal, but he separated it. I'm so stupid. I didn't realize that's what he said. Mac did a super chat. He says, I'm not going to pay you either, Phil.
Hey,
Thank
just
you,
get to
Mac,
the
for
point of
sending
the
me a super chat and
stream,
not paying
man.
me. I really appreciate that. Thank you so very much. That's
Good
very nice,
lord,
Mac.
there's no point in all this stalling.
Okay, Mac. Thank you so much.
This drama
I know
farming.
you're joking. I actually think the scrub was serious, but you were joking. I get it. Okay.
Hello, unlisted ninja donut.
Shall we start? We're over 800 and climbing. Dude,
Yes.
should I wait till we hit 1,000 to start?
No, just go, man.
I mean, at this rate, we're gonna hit 1,000 if I wait.
Oh,
longer.
it's
I
gonna
don't
be
wanna wait
clips
longer.
and
I'd like to get
everything.
started. We're almost at
If you
1,000.
care enough, you're gonna see it
We're
at some
at
point.
8:15
Just
and keeps
get
going
on
up.
with it, dude.
8:29. I waited 5 seconds and it increased by like 15 more.
Fucking sucks. And we get a burp. I thought we could mute
All
ourselves
right,
though.
we're gonna get started. I'm gonna start recording, but the premise of the show is a little different than what I expected. Originally, I was gonna do gameplay tonight. Then, what am I doing? I'm still getting ahead of myself. All right. Basically, I have a lot to talk about.
Okay.
There's stuff you guys don't know that's happened behind the scenes that I want to talk about tonight. So you're gonna know about it, and you deserve to know about it, especially after that.
It really doesn't matter.
And what happened this
We
morning?
could just
I
be
didn't
playing
have any idea
games.
about.
Why
I
do
went to
you
my first
you keep
shoot
telling them that
today.
they don't care about this? They're not supposed to care about this. They're supposed to chill with
expecting
Phil. That's what they care
And,
about. My thing is they don't
basically
care
got
about any
blindsided
of
by
this
my
stuff.
viewers spamming
But
me
apparently
with
he knew to
stuff
force this shit on them.
And I was like, nah, I don't think that happened.
What if Jade don't like this?
You guys are being, harsh or whatever.
What if the drama
wife
make
watched.
Jade sick? You trying to make Jade sick?
She was watching it. And
What
then
if
she
you
told
don't
me
like the
exactly what
drama?
happened. Oh,
You forcing it on
Well,
them.
I haven't seen it yet. I personally have not seen it yet. But that's originally that's what this was going to be, and then something else happened. Yes, originally this was supposed to be me reacting. See, I got it set up. Here, oh, stupid Xbox. See, I got it set up here. This is what it was going to be. This
What's
is
up,
gonna be my
you know?
stream
Good to see you.
But I
Hope you're
actually
well.
don't know if we're doing this or not. I guess it depends on how things go.
What does that mean,
Get
you?
rid of sub-only mode? Absolutely not. Fefe, kofefe.
What does that mean?
If I turn off sub-only mode
Then
right now,
if it's not that, then what the hell is this?
Okay, I take it back. We have 600.
We might watch something, but we might not even need to watch something. Then what are we doing? We're not playing a game.
770. So we'd have like.
So we're just talking? On the React channel, we're not even reacting. We're just talking about shit. This dude don't make.
So we're not doing that.
God, he's being really weird and cryptic, and I don't know.
Everything sport coverage is super chat saying we got to destroy them. We don't have to destroy anyone. This is not a destroying stream. Okay.
Then what is this? What kind of stream is this? Tell me something. Start.
You don't
Go.
need to have a membership here. Absolutely not, sir. You get a membership wherever you think you like it. You like it, right?
Oh.
So Pepe is actually the top super chat or the latest super chatter. We're at 850 viewers. Dude,
oh my god.
All right, we're gonna get
You
started.
could have.
Let me just update the
Whatever, man. He's so annoying.
Usually I wait for it to like level out. It's like not leveling out. So
You okay? I happy no membership in DSP
$2
Reacts.
tip.
Don't worry, just ask. He's very ashamed that you don't have a membership,
I
dude.
plan on doing a review on the Super Mario Brothers movie when it's available on demand. I would like to see it in theaters with my wife, but we've already talked about it and we don't want to go when it's new.
Yeah, just hurry up and start. I agree, Returnal.
Pain in the ass. When a movie is new and you get so many people crammed in there, you get people making noise and babies crying and shit, you know.
Oh,
wait a couple
people.
weeks, maybe by like the end of April we can go see it and then I can review it. I would
There's
definitely like to see
babies
it.
crying and shit. Yeah, you want to
It's
hear
probably like
that.
the most. It's definitely the most interesting movie.
Take your baby to the theater.
Dave Baxter says wait until
Can afford a
$50 in tips. Wait a
babysitter.
minute.
I'm pretty
But we
sure
gotta-
they'll
hold on.
appreciate the movie.
I forgot. We haven't hit $50 in tips yet, so I have to turn the camera off. When we hit $50 in tips, I'll turn the
LTG
camera off for
joke?
you guys.
Oh,
That's
wow.
what certain streamers. That's what the popular streamers do these days, right? Sorry, I was making.
You're just referencing one specific one for fucking no reason?
All right.
Okay, man.
Are we waiting now? Are we ready now? We're at 879 viewers.
Would you
and
miss
climbing. Good
nothing?
Lord.
Because he's
You
stalling
guys
his
are
fucking
insane.
ass
All right, you
off.
ready? Because drama sells. And it's such bullshit that it does. I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, you're
Tonight's
laying
the end.
into it,
Here we
so
go.
okay.
Hello, everyone. Phil here, doing something that
Phil
I didn't want to
here.
do, something that I didn't plan on doing
That
whatsoever.
was so
All right? Tonight
genuine.
is a stream that's completely random.
Everyone feel
that,
here. Oh my god.
Originally was supposed to be gameplay.
I didn't
All
want you
like,
really want to be
I
doing
just want to
this.
get back to normality around here, but I'm not allowed to. So it's all right.
I'm forced to make this
Tonight,
video
I
by
basically want to do something.
I don't
I'm
know.
going to put an end to a lot of stuff tonight.
I
for
feel
once
like I
and for
have to
all,
do it.
because basically I find myself in a situation that I'll be honest with you, I'm not surprised I'm in this situation, but at the very same time,
Just
I'm
say it.
disappointed, for sure.
Disappointed.
But let's just say that this was not a shocker, nor is this something that has taken me by, oh my god, I can't believe it, nor was it not something that I had already planned. Because I pretty much knew what was going on all along. But let us begin, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, today is Friday.
He's
March
gonna call them
17th,
all
2023.
snakes. They
Yesterday,
stabbed
I
him in the
appeared
back.
on a podcast called Side Scrollers. It was a 5-hour.
They seem pretty fair to
interview.
me.
People like to call it an interrogation. I will call it an interview because that's what it was scheduled to be, and I feel like, that's what it basically was. To give you the quick backstory, I am a fan of an old website called screwtack.com from the mid-2000s. This website used to put out daily gameplay content way before YouTube even.
Got to get the history lesson.
And they used to have a podcast on there called Side Scrollers. And I loved it. I listened to Side Scrollers. I used to listen to all the content.
Yeah, it was
I would
basically
walk
an
around the
intervention.
website. I was fans
I
of
mean,
those
he
guys. I
needed
went
to
out
hear
and
that
met
stuff.
people from screwtack.com at a convention called MagFest in 2007. This was long before I was ever a YouTuber. Okay? They were awesome people. But when I became a YouTuber,
Because he's in a
I kinda
position
lost
where he
touch with them.
can't just
Never really
ban
watched their content
people,
anymore. I was too
and
busy making my own, just like I fill out
apparently Cat doesn't fucking say anything or care
was
about
friendly with a guy
anything.
named
Apparently,
Craig. He was one of the two at the time, one of the two co-owners. Later on, he became, I think, the sole owner of the company. And he was running a convention in 2013 called Screw.
yeah, he wants a cut of the super chats. He saw how much
And so,
money they were
looking for
making,
guests, I reached out, said I'd like to be a guest, and
and now they were disingenuous and malice,
and now I'm a YouTuber,
and just trying to make a
and I'm
buck.
guest, and Craig was super nice. Nothing.
He saw all those super chats rolling in. Why the hell was he talking about going back for a part 2?
The internet was starting to turn
And he was
against
stuck
him.
around for the post show. He wasn't even supposed to be there. They were trying to wave him off.
Okay. That was the last
They were
time
trying
that I
to
talked
get him out of
Craig.
there. And he was like, I
2013.
ain't stick
All
around
right.
for the post show.
And
You ain't even
it's been
supposed to be a part of the post show. You're the special guest.
Correct? So out of the blue,
Get out of here.
Craig emails me my business email, which is nice of him to actually figure out that there's ways to contact people via business emails when they list it publicly, but we don't have to criticize that tonight, I guess, with someone else. Anyway, So he emails me for my email last month, middle or early February, I would say. And he tells me, I'm rebooting Side Scrollers, and your name came up as one of the.
I don't know what this is supposed to be, Pope. Apparently, he's supposed to be watching earlier today when they were talking about Phil again on the Side Scrollers podcast.
Now, last year in November, I had
Adam did pop off. I did see one clip or two clips.
With people who wanted to dump
Adam was popping off a little bit,
talking shit about
against
me,
Phil,
constantly,
which it was true what he was saying.
Exact same memes that they've been.
So I thought he was just supposed to be reacting to that podcast
of this and that and this and
but
that.
We're here now.
Not true. All right, that's the whole thing in this whole situation is. The things that people are saying about me are either completely untrue or partially untrue, with the actual truth being so ridiculously not what they're saying it is, that you get fed up. And for a while, I just ignored it. Every once in a while,
I just want to hear his thoughts on that. Like, are we going to watch it? Are we not going to watch it? Why are we on the React channel?
I'm playing a certain mobile game. So
we're just wasting our time, basically.
It doesn't affect my streams. Why would I even bring it up or whatever? So anyway. All these memes going on, people always dropping me in a negative light, and it actually irked me. Moist Critical had said in one of his videos that he felt like I was one of the biggest e-beggars and all of this, and it pissed me off. I don't want to be known like that. So I said I would change my style, my content, and everything. I would try to do it less, right? And at that point, I said, if people want to really talk shit about me, why won't they interview me? Why won't someone interview me? I want someone to interview me.
You got interviewed.
A fair shake to talk to.
You got your interview. I don't think it worked out.
At least I can tell you my side of the story. Right? So, originally,
this is what he wanted.
A couple big YouTubers on possibly doing this.
What went wrong?
It never came to fruition because what ended up happening was, essentially, what it was going to end up being was something bigger than that. Instead of just being an interview, it was going to be, here's the history of Darkside Phil on the internet, the highs and lows and everything. And after kind of working through that and talking with a couple people, I was like, I really don't want to do that right now. It's too much for me. Especially now this year, I wanted to kind of.
He's a needy girl that wants attention. Yes. Basically, and,
essentially, I wanted to continue to change and listen to my audience and do better content. I can't
none of those
have
happened.
Called DSP Reacts and focus on React content and reviews and things if I'm embroiled in making a freaking documentary about
the hell being my mind.
So I actually turned down the offers that I got.
You don't even have to do anything.
And said I'm going to move on from this. It's not a big deal.
And I don't pay nobody.
Actually, Stuttering Craig, when he I'm completely misspeaking. When Stuttering Craig emailed me in February, that is not what he offered me. He didn't say, hey, let's do an interview. He said, let's have you as a guest on our show. And to that, I said, yes, let's do it. After he announced publicly that I was going to be on the show on March 1st, which I advised him not to. I outright told him, don't do this.
So this is Craig's fault.
Because I just want to be a guest on your show. But he did it anyway. Don't know why. He went against my advice. When he did it, the internet blew up. Oh my God, Phil's going to be on a show? Phil never goes on a show. I can't believe Phil's on a show. So what happens is all of my detractors,
all of them,
who make it literally the reason for their existence on the internet is to regurgitate the horrible negative memes about me and profit from it. Like literally that's what they do. There's entire channels and businesses based off of hating on Darkside Phil on YouTube. We all know this. This is not, it's news to me. Everyone knows there's a cycle of drama on YouTube that makes profit for everybody, correct? So they all reach out to him.
Is the money the issue?
And he entertains it all, basically. He's like, whoa, I'm so blindsided. I didn't expect that this is going to happen when I'm.
So whose fault is this? Who's going to get shit on, basically? Where's this going? We shitting on Craig, we shitting on Adam, we shitting on the detractors.
So he gets bombarded, and all of a sudden,
all of the above.
He's seeing a lot of attention that he's never seen
Fuck
before.
them all.
Keep in mind, the Side Scrollers podcast has just started. This show, on average, was pulling in between, I'd say around 200 viewers a show live. Afterwards you get a few thousand viewers every day on your show, with the on-demand views or whatever. So it's not a huge podcast. It's not a tiny podcast by any means.
Oh my God, who cares, man? These details you don't need this much build up, man.
And he's trying to rebuild it from the ground up, which is very respectable, trying to bring it back after that long hiatus.
God, I hate, and this is how he was answering these questions in an interview. Fucking story time, every question, dude. Nobody got time for that shit. They got tired of hearing that.
Phil, because we don't like him, and here's.
I think it was Adam or Craig when he was about to go off on Keemstar, and it's like, I gotta tell the story. It's like, I don't want to hear the story. Answer the question.
He says, well, actually, I think
you don't need a story for everything, dude.
Harassed basically by these
simple questions
or whatever, and I told you this was gonna happen. And he basically says, yeah, in light of this, we want to do an interview. We don't want to have it be, You a guest on the show. Like
it's so annoying though, Pope. Like,
it's a variety show.
He wonders why nobody wants to actually talk to him. You get this.
They have segments about people's collectibles at their house and what they do, and they show their collectibles. You know, fun stuff like that. Gaming and pop.
That's how Pignosis works most of the time. Is you just get tired of hearing them. You forget where you even started, and you're just like, sure, all right, man.
With all the hate against you on the internet, and I agreed to it. I'm like, yeah.
He just exhausts the fuck out of you listening to him. And he wins by default.
And I actually felt that these guys would be a good neutral party to actually essentially do the interview, because I don't think they had any vested interest in either making me look bad or good. I was wrong. Okay? That's the problem, is I was wrong. I didn't understand until basically I found out exactly what was going on, which I have now.
So they were out to make you look bad the whole time.
It sucks that they did, because I didn't know that they did. Okay?
What is it? Oh man, you about to slander these dudes.
So, you know, for the last 2 weeks, I'm under the impression that I'm going into this interview, and it's going to be a very long, very grilling interview. I'm going to give them my undivided attention. I gave them unlimited time, and I said, you can ask me absolutely, positively anything.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Anything. Okay? Anything.
Okay. So
I don't care what it is.
So what's the bad part here? What did they do wrong?
Have a place where I've answered all these hard questions.
You're like, yes,
negative shit that's
ask me the questions. I will answer to my best ability.
Thinking this is going to be a show where, if it's going to be a very long show, they're likely going to be doing segments about all the stuff. I thought for sure they'd be bringing back the racist stuff I said in 2010. You know, how I got banned.
No, we're talking about the racist stuff in 2022.
You know, the history of me essentially making mistakes on YouTube and, you know, all of that. All right. That's exactly what I thought. And I thought it would keep going. I thought it would just keep going, like, through the history of all the messed up stuff. And what it would be is it would tell a narrative of how over the years I make mistakes. People call me out for that.
I changed.
Right. I either really, really failed to live up to that and improve, or I did in some cases.
Yeah, he thought he was in control. He wanted to control the narrative.
Okay.
He came in with all these assumptions.
But that's not what it turned out being. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, you had all these weird assumptions in your head.
So yeah, you know, that was where it was left. And I was assured by Craig that there was not going to be any doxing. There was not going to be any.
There was no doxing.
Or anything like that.
Your family's fine.
Or anything like that whatsoever. Now, you got to be a little skeptical.
About what?
As we're getting closer and closer to this interview.
What?
I start getting wind that, did you know that Craig is like directly talking to all of your detractors every day? Like he's talking to Gundam. He's talking to these people who literally have entire giant video series about you.
He's getting research on you.
Profitable, and the reason why they go down this rabbit hole is to make money. It's stupid, but that's why they
do it. This is supposed to bring the things that people say about you, and you're supposed to answer the questions, dude.
This internet drama, and that's who he's talking to.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, no, I'm not aware of that. I figured he was bombarded by detractors or whatever, but what can you do, right? I mean, it's public record. He's talking with them on Twitter and everything, right? So basically, I'm going into the interview, and I'm trusting Craig. I am. Stuttering Craig, the owner of Screw Attack, and now
we've established that.
Side scrollers. I'm trusting him. This is going to be
Babs was there.
Interview. This is going to be unbiased, right? This is going to be neutral. That's a good journalistic interview. Is a neutral interview, a neutral stance. You ask questions, you get answers. Then you make your judgments based on said answers. Okay. So the interview lasted over 5 hours long.
Tongue stuff.
Right? I gave them 5.5. I even stayed extra to help out their patrons, because their patrons get extra. I stayed extra to favor to them. Said I will.
Nah, you just wanted their.
All right.
You just wanted more clout.
Far the most popular.
That's why you stayed on.
Ever put on the internet. All right, and I'm talking about the side scroll.
You're still trying to force your way to be buddy with them.
Way popular stuff. I'm talking about the modern era.
Trying to help out the patrons.
You're talking 30,000+ views in less than 24 hours.
He volunteered.
And is getting bigger and bigger. You know,
he stayed and washed the dishes and helped clean up.
About it getting a buzz. From what I'm going to understand, okay, and I don't know if this is true or not, because I didn't tell you guys this. I couldn't see the stream chat. Like, I purposely was not in the stream chat at all or paying any attention to it. I have no idea what happened. They made thousands upon thousands of dollars on that show.
Okay.
Okay. Who did they make it from? The detractors. The detractors were there. And every time that basically they were asking a prying question or, you know, twisting a little more, there was more contributions coming in. Okay? That's what I've been told.
Are they supposed to control that? How are they supposed to control that?
That's what I've been told for people who actually were watching the stream. You could see it coming in. People were adding up to like,
I mean, you knew.
That's thousands of dollars that came in.
You knew what this was, man. And how is this their fault?
So, what did I think about the show overall? I talked about it on DSP Gaming yesterday. So
they didn't read them out on the interview.
Because even though
they didn't read them out.
I think that Adam,
or at least not when you were there.
It was Adam and Craig that were interviewing me.
So what's the problem?
Adam was basically kind of very, very critical and or didn't believe me outright. I can tell you right now, I don't think
they did you a solid. They didn't address anything like.
It kind of seemed that way, didn't it? Craig seemed more neutral, so it kind of it was like a good cop, bad cop interview, correct? And it ended, and I did my own content for the rest of the day. I was fine doing it that way, and that's where everyone thinks it ended. Okay, now actually that's not the case, and that's actually one of the things we're going to talk about tonight is what actually happened. Okay, because that's not where it ended, because we have to talk about actually some of the topics.
Yeah, Adam could have went in like
interview
way harder than what he did.
So I'm going to tell you right now. All right, one of the major things that happened during that podcast was discussion about a part 2, and that I would be back to keep answering questions.
That ain't happening, is it?
I felt there was a lot of stuff that was left out, but we already went 5 hours. They're out of time. Fine, we don't have to keep going. We'll have a follow-up, all right? So I'm under the impression if you're going to do a follow-up, right, you're going to save further discussion about Dark Side Phil for the follow-up. You want
no.
And it was said at the end of the show, you guys didn't hear this, it was off camera or whatever, but basically it would be about a month or longer until there would be a part 2. That it would be at least like mid to late April, maybe early summer. It depended on their schedule, but they were very interested in having me back for a part 2. That they wanted this to happen, because I even said to them, I said, there's a lot of stuff we didn't cover today. Is you really harped on certain things like the WWE Champions thing, the $5,000 expenses thing, which I still don't understand because we really didn't fully explain it. We can talk about that tonight.
There's no way he's doing the part 2 now.
You harped on certain things.
This is supposed to end tonight.
For like an hour, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, so we kind of derailed. And we didn't really get to a lot of stuff that I think people would have liked to hear me address. Okay.
Like who?
Or that I maybe would have liked to address. But after you're going for 5
why didn't
hours,
you speak up?
You forget about what you want to really talk about. Correct. So that's where we left it. That it was supposed to be. I was going to do like a part 2. Okay. But another big thing that happened during that interview was that there was essentially an opportunity. All right. An opportunity during the interview where I was told that if I were to send the actual screenshot of my WWE Champions mobile game account. Can't even say it.
Okay.
It disgusts me so much that this fucking thing is so stupidly important to people. It just I can't even say the word.
And you're being weird about it, so that doesn't help.
Screenshot of my actual account over to them. All right, like live. I sent it to Craig, and it could just show that that's not my account that everyone thinks it is. That would be the end all be all of it, right? Now, I explained to them, no, I'm not willing to do that right now live.
Why?
Okay? And there's various reasons for that. As
like
I tried
what?
To explain, but
like what?
Basically, let me put it this way. Number one, did I trust Craig yesterday? About 98%.
98%. Right? That's not good enough.
98%. I'm not saying I trust.
I trust you 98%. That 2%, right? Though, I can't send you the screenshot.
Me over somehow, right? But 98% trusted him, and it's going to be.
What would he get out of screwing you over?
You got to factor in other things. There's actually been situations where
you just sound paranoid.
I've sent things to people who I trusted, and then things that were out of their control happened. I actually had. Oh, this is years ago. You guys don't know this, but there was someone who I had sent something to, and their account got supposedly hacked. Did it really get hacked or not? I don't know. It could have been bullshit. They could have been lying, and then all of a sudden, there you go, fucking stuff's out there, right? So I'm not saying that anyone was ready to hack Craig's email or anything.
Okay, saying, then what are you saying?
It's not safe, not 100% safe. Can I really trust this guy?
Okay, so now, just irrational thoughts based on
as he's asking me
loosely based stuff that happened in the past.
Live on the show, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, I know that if I send this to this guy right now, the only person it may convince is him. That's it.
Yeah, but he can vouch for you, though.
His co-hosts, right? Because they believe him, or they'll say, Craig's not stupid. He'll be able to figure out if this is real or not, or whatever, right? But I don't think that sending that in any way, shape, or form would have actually made my detractors change their minds at all. That wasn't even why I went on the show. I didn't go on the show for the detractors at all. I just wanted to have one focal point where I've answered all of these questions. So now, if you want to hear my answers, go watch that show and leave me alone. I want to do my own thing over here, my own content. I don't want to have to be sitting here every night answering questions about this shit. Okay? I just want it to be done with.
But
right? So in my mind,
it's not for the detractors.
If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna send him stuff. I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it after.
So
the
it's
show.
for your fans,
right.
but you repeat the same stuff over and over. They already heard this.
That I faked this. Because what if I did send it to Craig, and then all of a sudden, that's photoshopped anyway. Phil was ready for that. Phil made a photoshopped, screen grab or whatever.
Bitch,
right?
You don't even make your own thumbnails. Like, you know how to use fucking Photoshop. All right, yeah, sure. I would totally believe that Phil knows how to use a fucking Photoshop. Make your own thumbnails then, since you know how to use Photoshop.
You know what I'm
saying? We're supposed to believe that.
I did not send him that. I did not send him anything during the show. When we ended the show,
he doesn't even know how to use editing software.
After 5.5 hours of me giving them my time, all right, and fielding every question, even Keemstar, and playing a stupid clip from It's a Gundam that was a waste of everybody's time, and fielding all the nonsense that happened, right? The agreement with WoW, that went well, you know what I'm saying? And now, let's go ahead and talk about
being able to use Photoshop. You think anybody would believe that?
We'll see, all right? So, after the show ended, I did my 90-minute post show. I went downstairs and I ate dinner with my wife. All right. So now it's around 6 p.m. And I said, you know what? I think I am going to send him it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it to him so he knows I'm not faking. So for you guys might or might not know, because one of the questions that actually came up during the podcast, this is a really interesting one to me. They said to me, Craig said this specifically to me, how can you dispute all this when they say it's tied to your phone number? To which I said, yeah, how could it be tied to a phone number?
The two-factor authentication.
On any mobile game I've ever played on my phone.
But how do we know that, man?
Not once have I ever entered my phone number. It's all tied to your Apple ID or your game account, because Apple has a game account in your phone.
Here we go.
That's the actual thing that determines your account.
He had to specifically have said line.
But still have the same Apple ID. And therefore, you can still have your same games that transfer between phones and stuff.
Yeah, but right? Don't they have an authentication with your phone number and or email?
I didn't understand the question when they were saying that to me. It didn't make sense because that doesn't. Again, it's bullshit. It's stuff that detractors.
Okay, man, this is just pignosis.
Phone number. Well, can you fucking prove that? Because games aren't tied to phone numbers.
There's a piece of video that I can bring up talking about the line out that will prove it.
It doesn't make sense what they say, but again, don't question what they're saying.
He's just playing stupid.
Right? Anyway, so what I was gonna do was I was gonna send him my actual Apple ID and my game account in my phone that lists every game I've ever played on that phone.
Yeah, we want the account though. We want the in-game account. Oh man,
that I've ever played.
It's not the same thing. That doesn't fucking matter. We know you play the game. You said you play it. We want the account inside of the game.
Because actually, I usually
specifically for that game.
All these games, the same name and everything. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna send him the screen grab from WWE Champions. And I was going to actually send him what we had talked about on the show. I was going to send him a screen grab to show it's the same account that I actually use in the new Street Fighter game that just came out. And I actually was going to take another screen grab of
you were gonna. I was gonna. Conveniently, we're not going to now.
I didn't mention it on the show. I never mentioned it here. It's a game that I play.
Why didn't you say that? Why didn't you explain that to Craig?
All my games. Here it is.
Why didn't you?
Not only is there crossover,
no, this dude is so full of shit.
But also, here's the Apple ID it's tied to.
You couldn't explain that to Craig when he was pressing you.
Game account that's in the phone. I was going to send him literally all of that.
Yeah, you didn't tell him that.
And it was around 6 p.m.
I don't know, man. I gotta ask my wife, my family.
So I email Craig, and I say to him, "Are you ready for this? Because now you're gonna get the full story."
We're gonna read emails now. Oh god.
Here's what actually happened. Because I'm tired of the bullshit.
Oh boy.
This is literally. I'm reading you the email I sent him word for word. Ready?
Okay.
Hey Craig,
I trust you.
I'm interested to hear your thoughts on how the show went. I hope that this was a big benefit for you guys. If so, this might have actually been the only time in history.
Why can't you show your email?
Actually helped something. I know that you'll want to get back to normal.
You're reading it.
Forward to hearing from
word by word. Just show it.
Next appearance. Now, what I did here is I shared some thoughts about what my viewers had been saying on my 90-minute decompress stream. Here you go. You ready? My viewers are telling me they think you and Adam were too harsh, but I disagree completely. As I told you on the podcast, you were nothing but fair. There is pretty much a 100% consensus that the Keemstar bit was intrusive, and it gave him free plugs for his own content, and it took away about an hour that could have been more on topic. You know,
it was on topic.
I didn't mind, but that's the vibe my viewers are sharing with me.
They had to discuss the 50K thing. You're involved.
To just be us to avoid people feeling that it's a surprise or a trick to shock me on the interview. Okay, and now the key part of this whole message. how often do you actually check this email? Because I'm 50-50 on showing you my Champions account, especially because of what Keemstar said on the show. If you don't know what Keemstar said, it doesn't matter what you send to Craig, it's too late. It's literally what he said.
Well, yeah, you kind of ruin your credibility when you're like, nah, man, like give me some time. When you can take a simple screenshot like on the show, but whatever.
But I respect you, and I'm still considering it.
He really missed his chance.
I'm incredibly scared that my info will once again leak and hurt me. Word for word, I just read it from my email. There it is. Okay. I sent that again at 6:18 p.m. yesterday. All right. So the show, my show ended at 4. I uploaded. I ate dinner with my wife. Everything cleaned up, sat down on the couch, and I sent it at 6:18. All right? There you go. Now, you might say, well, why didn't you just send everything? Because, number one, again, I'm not 100% trustworthy yet, but I want him to say, yeah, I'm going to be right here tonight on the email, so you can send it, and I'll look at it. I'll immediately delete it. That way there's no risk. That's what we had said on the podcast. That if I'm going to send him all that information, he would immediately delete it. The moment it comes in, he would check it. Okay, there it is.
It need to be like a Snapchat.
And immediately delete it, and it's safe, right? Because it's gone.
He should have just used Snapchat.
That's what I asked him. How often do you check this email? All right? I did not receive a response. Okay? Until today at 5:45 p.m.
Okay, he's a busy guy.
All right? So.
Maybe he was chilling with his wife.
Like, that's where it was at that point, okay?
Maybe he was chilling and having fun with his wife.
So I sent him that last night, 6:18 p.m. 0 response yesterday. No response at all at that email address. So last night, I do a 2-hour level 1 podcast over on DSP Gaming. Of course, people are asking me more questions. At that point, I'm still feeling positive about it. I'm like, hey, it's exactly how I wanted it to go. People kept telling me on the podcast last night that Craig and Adam were unfair to me. I will say this publicly again. I don't think that's the case. I think it was
okay. Why are we bringing up what other people are saying?
I thought that's exactly how it was.
Like, who kind of at this point? Okay? Who cares what they think? What do you think?
You're going to believe me and be blown away.
What's the point of bringing that up?
I sat on there and I really couldn't show them the definitive evidence. But I emailed Craig and said, I'm going to send you the evidence. Okay. Basically, are you monitoring this email? Okay. Read it word for word to you guys right out of my email. Okay. So anyway, that's where we left it. All right. Overnight, nothing happens. In the morning, apparently they turn on their show. Now, here's where the bullshit starts, okay? They had advertised all week long that on Friday we're going to do a decompression stream from the Dark Side Phil interview. We're all going to be playing Mario Kart together. It's going to be the whole show. It's going to be fun gameplay of us kind of messing around and playing Mario Kart to decompress from the drama that likely will have happened Thursday. This was advertised all week long. Is that what they did today on their podcast?
Yeah, he had that one chance, and it's gone now.
Dark Side Phil Aftermath Side Scroller podcast.
Okay.
Let's see. 2.5 hours long, way longer than their show usually runs. 13,000 views. Gee, I wonder why.
Okay.
So what they had said they were doing all week, what I was under the impression they were doing all week, they decided not to do. All right, they decided to do something completely and utterly different this morning. Now, I did not watch this show.
It was their decompression stream, man. They can't have a decompression stream.
On my stream, and I beat it over on DSP Gaming.
No one can decompress except Phil.
It was a really long game, and now it's done.
It was bad, man.
And so I decided, I'm back to normal, right?
They wanted to decompress, man.
If Craig comes back at me and responds to the email, right? Then, we'll have a discussion about possibly sending him all the stuff or whatever that he wanted on the show. I'm serious about it, right? So I'm streaming and people are like, Phil, did you just see that podcast they just did? I'm like, no. Again, to my knowledge, it's over. That was the interview. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what are you talking about? No, do you understand the whole show was dumping on you? Like, literally, every host came on and essentially said, they didn't believe a word you said. You're a filthy liar.
How is that dumping on you? That's their impression.
Like totally saying what a scumbag or
anything. You know how like first impressions
the theme of the show was
kind of mean something
for me because I'm such a person who apparently is really
you said your piece and it didn't turn out well.
And he's addicted and
pick up the phone.
Liar,
no one called.
All bullshit. And essentially, it's funny, all right, because they're doing the show, all right, and apparently, when they're doing the show. Every time a super chat comes in, it's literally from one of my detractors. And every super chat is something nasty.
Okay.
And they read it, and they all collectively laugh at it. Ha, 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 that's funny. Ha, ha, ha.
Maybe it's
ha,
funny
ha,
to
ha.
them.
Ha, ha, ha.
What are they supposed to say?
Because he's not here. Ha, 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 ha. They didn't do that when I was on the show.
You want them to laugh at you when you're there?
I wasn't. That's funny, isn't it? Very funny. Ha, ha, ha.
I mean, would you rather they read the super chats in front of you?
All right. Now, I got a question for Craig and the Side Scrollers crew. I really do have a genuine question. All right. Let's actually ask the question. We all know that my appearance on Side Scrollers is the most popular thing they've ever done. Correct?
Oh boy, we're going this route.
Brought in Keemstar, big ass YouTuber.
Come on, they're having James Ralph on there. They got clout.
That Keemstar would have ever appeared on the Side Scrollers
Screw Attack Bros.
On there. Right? Okay. So they see.
It's about you,
oh my God. This is the biggest thing we've ever done, and we just made an insane amount of money, thousands of dollars from detractors. So what do they decide to do the next day when I'm not there? Which is not the agreement we had.
What's the agreement?
They do the DSP Pylon show, where we're just going to sit there and we're going to take a big
That was part of the interview. Besides that, that's their platform. They can do what the fuck they want, dude.
Between journalism,
that stipulation was during the interview.
Drama for personal gain.
Besides that, it's their podcast. They can do what they want. They don't agree to anything.
And they decided
that was only
doing our Mario Kart show
you know what I'm trying to say.
That we were supposed to be doing on Friday. Instead, who cares about that? We're gonna ride this gravy train on. We're gonna do the Dump on Darkside Phil show, and it became a 2.5 hour.
What's the agreement? They can never mention your name unless you're on the stream with them.
Donation after donation after donation from every detractor under the sun to read it, laugh at me, make jokes about me, and then make money on it.
What are they supposed to do? Okay? Shut the shit down? Like,
so here's the question I have for Craig and the Side Scrollers crew: if the Darkside Phil interview,
you didn't have a problem with it when you were on there.
Only had 100 viewers, and if you had made $5 the whole show, would you have done the Dark Side Phil Aftermath show on Friday? I would love to hear their answer. I'm sure they will. All right, but you know, like I said, it's cause and effect. The reason that they did the show is because they wanted the money, right? Or else, if there's no profit there, why are they going to do it again? There's no point.
You want to talk to them about this?
Popularity out while they have it. All right.
Why are you not asking them this? Why are you doing this?
All of my detractors have done for years. They say, wait a minute, drama sells. Wait a minute, making fun of someone, and you know, bringing them down at their own expense, is profitable. Oh well, who cares about morals, right? I mean, even though we promised Phil a completely fair shake on the interview, we didn't promise him we wouldn't destroy him the next day when he's definitely not there and not knowing we're going to do it, right? It's literally, it's being completely two-faced. It's completely unfair. If you're going to have another entire show about Darkside Phil, you should let Darkside Phil actually respond to your stuff. Not, oh, guess what? We had a whole show, and then after that,
those super chats weren't to you; it was to them.
Show when he's not here.
They're not your super chats.
Okay.
They're not meant for you.
Let me give you some comparisons.
For them.
Right? Yesterday on the podcast,
and
Craig said something to me that actually really, really resonated with me. Okay. He said, "You know what, Phil? People who you've wronged in your past, whether or not you really think that saying, you know, you're sorry to them or making amends would ever change or do anything good for them, correct? Basically, it's still worth it to reach out and do the right thing. Do you want to know what I did last night? I actually
he's going to talk about Rich,
that person in the Street Fighter community who I used to bully.
I
actually DM'd him
Shady
on Twitter.
K dude.
I apologized. Now I know he doesn't care. I knew he wouldn't. But I apologized to him because I felt so bad.
Yeah, but why are you being negative?
I was like,
his attitude is so.
I should do that. Do you want to know what else I did? I went out and I publicly apologized for ReviewTech.
Yeah, ReviewTech.
Because I felt
Clout
like,
Boys,
even though I feel like he's unfair to me, it's not fair for me to then be unfair.
I wonder how genuine you are doing this. Like, do you actually give a fuck about this, or you just because it makes you look good?
His daughter is sick, and I felt so bad. I was like, dude, the last thing he needs
sure you did.
is drama and stress.
I'll take his word for it, though.
So I publicly apologized to the guy. And now I'd actually like to have him on the show to just have a
He's a great person now.
Stuff in the future. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did when I got off the show. I thought, wow, out of the stuff that just happened, you know, Craig had some really good advice. I actually like that. I'm going to go run with that and try to be a
yeah, the fact that you needed somebody else to tell you that, though.
The best thing to do with that show was to do a show to shit on me for 2.5 hours and make money on it. That's what they felt was the best thing they could possibly do out of a show like that. Someone giving them 5.5 hours of their time.
So what do they owe you? What do they owe you, though?
Instead, I'm on their show, you know, giving them insane amounts of views and popularity, getting Keemstar to show up on their show, giving them a giant boost, making what? People.
Oh, so you deserve to be rewarded.
I can't confirm if this is real or not. I heard they make $20,000.
Okay, so
alone
what the fuck does that matter?
Now,
I
never made $20,000 in one day in my life, and I never will. Oh. Apparently, they made it. Why did they make it? Because Darkside Phil was on their show.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were okay with that.
Said, wow, that was pretty amazing. We'd like to have him on in a part 2. So let's say, okay, that's enough. We'll talk about him later. No, next day, it's Darkside Phil Part 2 without Darkside Phil. The show continues without me, completely unfairly.
The show.
And they make a ton of money on it.
Okay? It's not your show.
It's completely unfair. It's not. It's not integrity. It's just not.
They're not allowed to talk about you unless you're present.
So listen,
what was the agreement on that?
He answered the questions.
They're just giving their opinion.
10-minute segment where we all talk
you don't have to be there, man.
We'll talk.
They don't owe you that.
That way he can defend himself again, or we can have.
They let you come on their platform and you said your piece. What more do they? You're out of the equation then.
Then now we beat him up. And again,
poor Phil playing victim again.
$20,000 in a day. No, I don't.
Doesn't matter how much money they made.
Even then.
Holy shit.
Even then. That's something they never would have made without me on the show.
Oh.
And if you're actually showing, oh, okay, wow, that's nice that Phil did this for us.
So
we're gonna be nice and grateful. We won't beat him up the next day. Well, they did. They did a 2.5 hour beat up.
Yeah, he was like, I should be a regular member.
Okay. Making more
See
money.
All that money.
Right?
I'm the cash cow.
I actually heard, and we might, because we might react to it live here.
Y'all wouldn't be shit without me.
Ack laugh together in unison, which I don't do.
Oh
I've
boy.
literally never done an ack laugh to Detractor.
He laughs like,
like that's funny. Oh. Something that people say about me all the time that's terrible is funny.
How is that terrible? It was just you laughing funny.
Hilarious.
How is that terrible?
I don't even know where it comes from. It's just one of those memes.
Does that hurt your feelings? Because you laugh like, we say you laugh like ag. Is that a medical condition? What medical condition caused you to laugh like that?
And I'm like, oh.
I wasn't aware.
That's,
Let me know so I can feel bad about it.
I thought people were basically over-exaggerating. All right, I did. I thought people were making shit up or maybe, you know, what it is, they want to start trouble. And I actually felt, and I defended those guys last night. I said, no, I feel like that interview was 100% fair.
He really sounds like a child.
They, you know, yes, was Adam harsh? He was.
They did the ack laugh. I don't laugh like that.
All right, while Craig was more neutral and or
stop laughing.
Journalist.
I don't laugh like that.
Adam was kind of being a jerk. I actually didn't feel that. At the end of the day, I was okay with all of them. I mean that, and I defended them. My audience was telling me the opposite, and I said, no, I think you guys are wrong. I think that they actually was fair.
So are we gonna watch this and react to it or not?
So anyway. When everyone's telling me this on my show today, I'm like, I don't believe it. I'll watch it for myself later or whatever. But over the course of the show, people were progressively getting worse and worse. Telling me, no, Phil, you have to understand, this was really bad. Like, this was 1,000,000% a Detractor show. Craig is saying he's going to go on Detractor shows now.
Why not? Why can't he? Why can't he?
The guy who literally said, I'm going to be neutral about this, is going to be a fair interview. Now he's going to appear on Detractor shows. So not only is it now, it's on their own content, that they're not, it's going to continue.
He's still neutral. He's just taking what they say into consideration and asking the question.
Right? Okay, this is interesting. So again, all this is happening, right? And I'm just doing my content. I get an email, all right, from a fan. I hope the fan, you know, I'm not going to reveal the fan's name or anything.
The phantom fan.
Here's the email I get from a fan today. I want to give you some feedback. I'm watching the Aftermath stream by Craig and Company. It's clear there was never any intention to have you as a normal guest. They're quite open to admitting they believe the detractors on every single issue possible, to the point they openly belittled and laughed at you all day long today. They openly said to your face that they contacted most of your detractors to get feedback. Every single super chat that mentioned something negative about you, they read out and believed without hesitation. It's clearly difficult to believe.
Well, they don't believe you because you didn't do a good job defending yourself during the interview, because you gave bullshit ass answers.
They wanted to be neutral. They basically went to a detractor stream with a friendly name, And the Keemstar ambush was just the cherry on top of this.
What ambush?
I might not be a big fan of yours. So here you go. This guy's even admitting he's not even a big fan. Even I can't ignore the fact they obviously just want to ride this Detractor wave of popularity and even say they plan to be guests on Detractor streams in the future.
Why can't they be? Isn't that
they're now getting during their streams?
Getting both sides?
They were just hoping to get these. Now they're basking on having grilled and exposed.
He wants them to be biased and only listen to him.
Again and again, as long as you
That's being biased in your favor.
Honestly, if you really think that they are your friends or even remotely impartial, you're sorely mistaken. You're just a lol cow and a liar to
Lol cow.
They openly have said this now. It's a viper's nest, not a single friendly hand to be found.
Viper's nest.
If you really plan to appear on their podcast again, they'll go twice as hard. They claim to have only gone through half the questions that they have for you. Okay?
Yeah, they have more questions.
They can't wait to eviscerate you again. The only good that you got out of this is that now you.
What is this fear mongering? Like,
is now becoming a detractor.
God, this shit this dude got to go through in this.
Take this feedback as neutral. There you go. Okay.
Bill, beware.
All right, that's an email I get during
the
my
old guard.
No, I didn't write that.
They're coming.
Fan. Well, actually, I guess the person said I'm
the
not
kingdom
even
is falling, Phil.
a big fan, right?
Please beware.
So anyway, I hear all
warning,
this,
Phil.
right? And basically, as I'm reading this, I'm like, dude, I gotta see this for myself. I have to now. Like, I have to watch this for myself. I can't believe this is what I'm hearing, but why would people be saying this if this was not true? Okay. So I announced during my first stream, the late stream tonight, I said this on Twitter, and I said this on, posted on my channels. My late stream tonight.
You don't know who to believe.
Instead, I'm going to watch this. Okay? We're going to watch this together, and we're going to see, for ourselves. Oh, here it's playing now. We're going to see for ourselves if everything that's been said is true. Okay? There you go. So I announced this. So now it's public that I'm doing this. Okay?
Yeah, you said it.
So I go downstairs to have dinner. My wife is pissed. She's very upset. I say, what's going on? Hopefully nothing's happening bad in the house. She says, oh no, but I saw that you announced that you're going to watch their show from this morning. Did you watch it? I said, no, I haven't seen it yet. He said, oh, I did.
Okay.
She was not happy. And she only watched maybe 10, 15 minutes of it.
Was she happy about the part where you talked about...
She's like, literally, it's a shooting gallery against you.
About
like,
her ex?
They're just 100%
abusing her?
Every super chat.
And a restraining order? That's no one's business, but did you tell her that part? If this is true?
Fun of you the entire show. And I was like, wow,
does she know about that part of the interview?
Again.
Or you're giving out her business for no reason? Because no one asked and no one knew anyway?
And...
if it's true,
this is not it. This is not what it was supposed to be. I was supposed to just be treated fairly. Now, fairly, if you want me to be an objective, right? That means that you're going to listen to answers, but you're not going to do this show after. You're going to, okay, listen, now you judge for yourself, and maybe you ask for 5-10 minutes on your show. What do you guys think? Here's what we think. Okay, moving on. It's a topic for later. He's going to be on again, right? Great. Okay. Now, that's not where it ends, ladies and gentlemen. Because as I said, I was still fully intending that tonight we were going to sit here and we were going to react to this, which we still might do. But there's a new update, ladies and gentlemen. If you remember, I told you that I emailed Craig last night at 6:18 p.m. saying I had a 50-50 thought I wanted to send him.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. That would have been some hint of that.
All I needed to know was how often he checked his email. Because I want to be sure if I'm going to send this to him, he's going to check it, he's going to see it, see the evidence, and delete it right away. Right? And by the way, I already said, I know probably this won't change public opinion, but at least then you'll believe me, right? He emailed me back. Are you ready for this one? Are you ready for this? I
hate the snake laugh. So smug. He's got 1,200 views right now.
Here's the response I got at 5:45 p.m. today, 2 hours ago. I think the show went okay yesterday. We talked about it at length on today's show as a debrief. That's what he called it, a debrief.
Yeah, you call yours decompressions.
You shitting on me for 2.5 hours is a debrief. Interesting. My debrief was saying, you guys did a great job interviewing me and defending you for 2 hours against my fans. That was my debrief.
So what are they supposed to say to you?
Apologizing to someone who I harmed in my past and apologizing publicly.
Their debrief was, you sound like a fucking liar and I don't believe them.
Was a 2.5 hour Destroy Darkseid Phil show and make money on it.
Well, they were just stating their opinions on you.
I think we all left the interview mentally exhausted.
That's their briefing. They thought you were a piece of shit.
What's best for you? The things that are laid out about everything.
He just can't handle. He just can't handle it.
It doesn't make sense. There's too much evidence saying it's yours, and your only evidence is you saying it's not. I'm going to address that in a second.
Because he tried his hardest to convince these people, and it didn't work, and he can't fathom that.
Insanely detailed evidence. You wouldn't take it. Even with Keemstar coming on, I tried to lay out similarities you feel towards him and the way people feel about you based on things they've seen online, and it was tough. Like, that's not even a point. It has nothing to do with anything, having Keemstar on the show. It has nothing to do with anything. Yes, it does. Honestly, I'm disappointed. Like I said, we want what's best for you. We very much do. You have to help yourself. When you're ready to take that step, I'll gladly help you on your journey. You deserve to get to level 2. I know you can do it. What does that sound like to you? Does that sound like a neutral party? That email.
It just sounds like their mind is already made up based on what they went through on the interview, man.
100%
it don't take long.
Notions of what the truth was, based on talking to detractors for 2 weeks.
No, based on talking to you during the interview.
I will give you full disclosure. I will give you absolutely full disclosure here because I want to be fair. After about a week of him directly talking to the detractors only, he emailed me once and he said, "What would you like to see?" Or excuse me, try that again. I missed it. What would you like me to see? Right? He says, "What would you like me to see before your interview?" And I sent him my react to my Down the Rabbit Hole video right, from last year, which really covers my days of Street Fighter.
Well, no one cares about that, though.
2017 covers it all. And I reacted to all of it. And I essentially...
And it's old and outdated.
said, listen, I'm sorry for a lot of the wrong things I did. I admit that they were wrong. Here's some real bad misconceptions about a lot of that. Okay? So I sent him that video because I wanted to basically give him an idea of how there's been a ridiculous amount of misconceptions about me on the internet. And when I address them fairly, you see how they kind of...
Yeah, but you're still not letting them see the other side when you're just giving them this and filling his head with your nonsense.
For the better, which they laughed at.
Like you're forcing it on them.
Oh, change, you're changing. Yeah, it's called human evolution. Do you not understand that someone today is not...
You're not letting him form his own opinion when you do that.
10 years ago, it's a constant struggle to improve yourself. And when you make a mistake, you admit you made the mistake and you move on for the better. If you keep making the same mistake a million times, that's a different thing. They laughed at me when I actually admitted, like Adam was laughing about change and everything. Ha ha ha, right?
Yeah, it sounds like you didn't change.
This email, essentially what this email says to me, all right? Now keep in mind, the last email I had to him was, man, I'm glad you guys made a lot of money, and I would like to actually send you the evidence of my innocence, but I need to know how often you check the email because, you know, I want to be sure that you're going to get it and delete it right away. Did you hear a response to that anywhere in his email? Did he even mention it?
Maybe he didn't.
No.
Maybe he didn't care.
Know why? Because he already believes that I'm guilty. He went into the interview believing I was guilty.
Well, you had a chance. You had a chance to do that.
He had a preconceived. He talked to detractors for 2 weeks.
You missed your chance.
Some of them who he likes, because I hate to tell you this, I really feel
he gave you the out. He gave you the opportunity. You didn't take it.
He absolutely loves, like, It's a Gundam, right? He loves It's a Gundam. He laughs at It's a Gundam. He thinks it's funny.
Okay,
He kept mentioning It's a Gundam. All right,
they thought it was funny
on his shows over the past couple of weeks that It's a Gundam is a troll of Dark Side Phil. So it's obvious he watches his content and shit, right? He loves this guy. Why do you think that of all the detractors, what's the first clip that they played in the interview and then they ran out of time? It's a Gundam. He's a fanboy of them, right?
A fanboy. So anyway,
he's been talking with these guys for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Oh my Lord!
And all he's listened to is them. I got an honest question for Craig and the side scrollers. How many of my fans have you talked to? How many people who actually watch my content on a daily basis? How many people who like my content? Who would actually tell you why they tune into my content?
I don't know. Why didn't they pull up to the podcast and if they gave a fuck?
And say, hey, why do you like
the Trackers rolled in? Where the hate army at?
What do you think? Right? Did they do any of that? No, they talked to every detractor. They literally talked to the people.
How we don't know who your fans are. I mean, we know, but like
being the villain. And that's all they talked about.
How the fuck they gonna get in touch with him? Right? Nobody repping you.
There was no evidence they ever went out and actually gave me a fair shake. At all. It was just detractor.
He trying to start some beef and he got nobody in his corner. That's the thing.
Watch the Down the Rabbit.
Ain't nobody backing him.
That's not a fair take.
You
have 99% information from over here, 1% information from over here. Ask me questions. I told you I can't show you the stuff, right? I'm not going to show you my bank statements or whatever. And a lot of the questions they asked me, I'm going to be honest, were completely unprofessional because they weren't prepared for the questions. Can I give you an example here? When they're on a show and you say, Phil,
nah, he hasn't reacted to anything yet.
$5,000 of business expenses a month. What $5,000 of business expenses?
On your bankruptcy.
Well, you know, the ones that everyone knows about. Everyone, what are you talking about?
They didn't say that.
I want to know what is, are you talking about from
your bankruptcy? Yes.
Oh, yeah. Is that what it is? He's like, turn to Adam. Is that what it is? Yeah, it's from the, yeah, you know.
No, they were asking you.
What are you talking about? Right?
You're supposed to know.
They couldn't even answer the question.
Yes,
from the bankruptcy. Well, from what in the bankruptcy?
Oh my God, this dude, man, this pig gnosis bullshit is so annoying now.
That was filled out. That was read
just play dumb all fucking day.
I don't even know what you're talking about. You know, how can I answer a question when I've heard that thrown around a million times? $5,000 a month of business expenses. I don't know. I never saw that. I don't even know what you're talking about.
When we need to bring up the bankruptcy form and push it in his fucking face and be like, look at this.
Okay. And what did I do? I gave them all the information they needed. My bankruptcy attorney filled it all out properly with all the data.
What information did you give them?
We went in, it was presented to the bankruptcy people, right? Yes, that was, I guess, a public-facing form that was presented. And apparently somewhere in there,
I can't believe this actually works on people.
In business expenses. Ladies and gentlemen, never ever have I spent $5,000 on just video games in 1 month. That's insane. I don't know where that number comes from. I'm not a bankruptcy attorney. I'm not a tax attorney. I'm not a judge.
Dude, you sound
stamped.
My fucking God, you idiot.
That's not my job to know that. Where that number came from. No, I don't have $5,000.
Where are they getting this? Where are they getting the data from? Who gave it to them?
I don't know. Okay.
They put it in a random number generator. They just threw some numbers in there. God damn this dude. He had like no one knows how the fucking world works.
Because the trolls were harassing everyone involved.
Everyone's that fucking stupid to him, I guess.
I had to go in and I had to do, just listen to this, hours and hours and hours of work.
Doing what?
Explaining away all the transactions that I did related to my business, not even related to my
That's what we're asking you. Related to the business. What are those transactions that's related to the business?
Anyone else?
List them. That was the question, jackass.
Contacting the bankruptcy judge and saying, Phil's a liar.
Okay. Okay, so easy to tell.
It was one of the most complicated bankruptcy I've ever done. All right, certainly was the only one where someone ever.
This is why Adam went off on him.
One of my debtors. All right, certainly.
Whatever it is, Adam said he 100% deserved. He deserved it to be said to him.
You got me in the interview. The question is, explain the $5,000. Okay, what $5,000? They never even got around to explaining what they meant.
Business expenses.
I don't know.
You know what those words mean?
Mortgage? Is it, because I don't know, because my house is also where I work out of. Is it medical expenses?
You're supposed to know that.
Why would you ask me this question?
It's your business.
Question. To ask
it ain't the tax attorney's business. Does he run fucking Burno Productions?
So I answered it, right?
So you don't know anything about your business. Okay.
The thing is with these bank statements.
This is just him repeating everything that he said in the interview.
You can say there's all this circumstantial evidence.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
That says it's yours. Correct. And you can also say there's circumstantial evidence that it's not mine.
Like what?
Like the fact that there's all these transactions that are crazy big transactions for pets when I have one cat.
Yeah, you can buy a lot of stuff for one pet. That's irrelevant.
Not 10, not 20, not 100 dogs. I have one cat. How am I spending like $100 a week on pet supplies? What am I buying him?
I'm sorry.
Fucking cat food?
I'm sorry. If this makes sense, like him, what he's saying makes sense to you right now, I'm sorry, you're fucking retarded.
Prove my guilt. I already said it, and again, I explained it to them, and
clears him of anything.
They didn't understand what I was saying. When it comes to those mobile,
sorry, but not sorry. I mean, like he really thinks this works.
Right? They're saying here's a bank account.
I mean, it does work, but like
in that bank account,
it doesn't work on.
That there's these transactions coming out of iTunes.
Adam and Craig.
And right, and like the accusations against me from my detractors are that every day I make a bunch of money on my streams. People tip me, and that money goes into my PayPal account, and then immediately I go and I spend it all on mobile games. Well, if I did that, it would be coming out of my PayPal account.
Bringing up the same point.
Why would I be doing transactions on money
the
I
same
made today
points where it's
on
like
stream,
smoke
coming out
and
of my bank
mirrors. He's
account, my
just
money doesn't go
distracting
there.
you.
Think about how dumb it would be
And
if I'm
you're gonna
making
be
all
like,
this money, it's going to my PayPal. Then
that
I
makes sense.
transfer
Well,
the money from my PayPal
why
to the
wouldn't
bank
that work?
account.
Yeah,
Right?
that makes sense, Phil.
And then
I
I
agree.
take the money out of the bank account. I'm losing money. When you transfer
That's
money
irrelevant.
from your PayPal to a bank account,
You do a
there's all
lot of
these
dumb
fees
shit that
involved.
doesn't make
Why
sense.
would I even do that?
You
If
do.
that were,
You
it doesn't make any
actually do a
sense.
lot of dumb
What
shit
they're
that doesn't
saying,
make sense,
it
Phil.
logically makes no sense.
It makes
But
sense
again,
for you.
Everything that they say that's
It's
circumstantial.
a very DSP
correct?
thing to do.
Circumstantial.
I can't be the only one
right?
that said that, so that should tell you something.
Countered circumstantially, because the truth is, when Craig wrote this email and he says we have all this evidence, there's no evidence. There is circumstantial evidence. There is no evidence without a shadow
He's
of a
a
doubt
lost
of
cause.
anything these people have said about me whatsoever. None. It doesn't exist. It's not provable because it's not true. So here's the thing, and here's where sadly,
Based on what, Phil?
this entire thing falls apart. All right?
He's just regurgitating the same stuff. This is what he wanted to do on their podcast. This is what he wanted to say on their podcast. He wanted to go off like this.
All they want to do is hit me with the question where I'm finally either going to reveal something that I didn't intend to and show that I'm guilty, or else I'm just going to confess. Adam was even saying it multiple times during the show to Craig. He says, Craig, it sounds like you're trying to get him to confess. And that's actually not right. Because he was. He wanted me to you could tell from where the interview was going by the end.
Yeah, you sounded super guilty, so I mean, I don't blame him. I really don't blame him.
During the interview, they were only harping on the 100% questions, right? That could not essentially really be like debunked without exposing myself. Correct? There's easily debunkable questions that could have been asked. None of those were asked. It was all the ones that detractors have harped on, because all they've done is talk to my detractors for 2 weeks.
Oh, here we go.
It's just
hypnosis.
Interview that was well researched. That was an interview that was all the tough questions right up front. Then get Keemstar in here, which tell me what that did. Did absolutely nothing except gave them a popularity boost to have a big YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? All this is just bullshit.
Keemstar wouldn't have came on there if you didn't say what you said about the story, like the part that didn't happen. If you didn't lie on him, he wouldn't have came on the show, most likely.
Yesterday, they were 100% sold that I was guilty, and this was a phishing interview to try to get me with a gotcha thing, or got him right there. There's the evidence. Now you're guilty. Now he'll admit it publicly on our show and we'll blow up, or to just get me to admit that I was doing it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, all right. Listen to me.
Serious.
It's not true. And I'm not going to admit something that's not true.
It's really hard to take you seriously when you
I'm not going to admit things I haven't done.
You fucking clown.
Circumstantial.
Look at this clown.
This would never, ever, ever.
Imagine somebody giving their alibi like this
anywhere legally at all, because it's all.
I was chilling at my house all day, man.
It's all circumstantial nonsense.
I didn't even see her. I didn't know who she was. I don't even have a gun, man. Imagine somebody giving an alibi like that with that shit around
I never
him.
trusted you. Okay?
Okay, man.
That's why he even says, does he even say, oh yeah, send me the evidence? Doesn't want it. He doesn't want the evidence.
It's over now, man.
He doesn't want what would have actually.
It's too late. It's actually too late.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
You bullshitted around too much.
Party, and he just doesn't care. He doesn't want the evidence. Instead, I believe everything the detractors have said. Sorry. So anyway.
You could have. You should have gave it when you had a chance.
And my response was, well, I'm broadcasting tonight on DSP Reacts. I'm directly reacting to this. Watch if you like. I figured at least want to know what I have to say about it. And he says, okay, buddy, hope it's wildly successful. And I said, I appreciate that.
I hope Craig watching my stream.
Playing games, chilling with my audience.
No, he's probably not.
But now my hands are tied. I got to do something.
100%,
right?
1,000%.
I have to address it. Twitchy says, oh, just play games then. As Adam said yesterday, you do you and fuck everyone else. Good luck. Yes, because you would like that. Because you would actually like for me to not say anything and just take the punches, and you completely benefit out of this whole thing. That's what you would like. You'd like everyone to think, right, that you were the big,
what am I going to react to?
Great job.
The interview? The 5-hour interview?
No, you didn't. You went into it in the completely wrong fashion. You listened to the wrong people for 2 weeks, and I answered every question, gave you 5.5 hours of my time. Who else would have done a 5.5 hour interview for you with your little podcast, and I'm not insulting you because I'm small too.
Oh, we talking shit
now.
Right
mind would have done a 5.5
we
hour
popping off. We talking shit.
And you went into it completely in the wrong manner. I thought I was being interviewed fairly. Your actions directly today on your show and in this email prove you never did. You never had an intention of giving me a fair shake. A professional would have said the interview's done.
So you didn't
decompress session today about it.
You didn't think you were being interviewed fairly during the interview, after the interview?
Nah. Keep riding the money gravy train that we just got from all the detractors. That's literally what
this is done. All after the fact.
That's disgusting. What was I talking about yesterday? I was talking about something I like to call on the internet. It's called a misery broker. It's someone.
Man, how is this gonna help them?
Bad day. They have a good day.
DSP, who do you have in your corner?
Talking about other people's misery. You have literally turned the Side Scrollers podcast, which used to be the show that was supposed to be.
You want to take them? You want to cancel them? What is this? What do you?
Podcast on planet Earth.
So you want to cancel them now?
Dark Side Phil shit show.
That's basically you trying to cancel them. Cancel Side Scrollers.
You failed. You destroyed your own show.
You destroyed your own show. Amazing. They're over.
Now, right now, what you've got temporary popularity based on the negativity being thrown towards me.
It's all over. You're done, Side Scrollers. I'm doing like the little thumb neck slit thing.
Right? I certainly haven't seen any benefit like that from this, nor was that.
But my avatar can't move his hands
that way when you're doing an entire show today and you're still rolling into the gravy train, right? So, you know, hey, you be you. And again, with the hilarious stab here, we want to get you to level 2. You want to get me to level 2. You want me to be like you? You want me to stoop to your level. So you want me to have someone on a show, interview them, and the next day do an entire show shitting on them.
You did say you wanted to do. You did say you wanted to do interviews.
You want me to be like you? I will never be like you. That's not me.
Oh, okay.
I've never done that, and I never will. I don't make that shit, right? I don't.
Is this supposed to hurt him though?
I'm not gonna. I don't. Again, why was Keemstar on the show yesterday? Pretty obvious.
Because we were talking about the 50K, and you lied on him.
Why else do you think he's on the show?
They want to be Keemstar. That guy is fucking
reprehensible. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows the guy has hurt far more people than he's ever helped. And any moment that he pretends like
he does need help,
someone, look how he's doing it. Oh, I'm helping Wings and Boogie by paying them money to beat each other up in a boxing match.
Yeah,
that's insane. You're out of your mind.
They're gonna benefit from it.
And you want to be like that. That's who you want to be. You're telling me that's how you need to be successful. That's how the internet works.
They should be like you and beg your audience for money.
This low level of internet works. And the thing is, there's a monstrous amount of people who are successful doing really immoral, underhanded things on the internet. Okay? Tons. And what you essentially are telling me is that's what you think I should be, and that's what you sure as hell want to be. Well, go ahead, and you can be that.
You
need the fuck out of it.
You showed
nothing
up.
To do with being that.
Yep.
I never do. I just want to play games,
part 2.
Talk to my audience.
Why aren't you playing games right now? You could be playing games right now, dude. You didn't have to do this.
I said yesterday.
You could have typed this in an email.
Content for my. What does that mean? Well, you know, when people tell me
you're doing the same thing, you're literally doing
actually felt relaxed.
What you're shitting on.
That day they had a bad time. They come watch my content. They had a conversation with me. And
what about their feelings?
To them, that didn't even click.
What if they're hurt by this?
Meaningful content.
And you're making money off of it.
You know, like I didn't shit
you're
on
making
someone
$4
for 4 hours and make them look like a villain on the internet, and then I made a bunch of money doing it.
It's money.
I don't care about hurting people, like apparently you did today.
I didn't look at the tips. What I've done now.
You know, what else can I say? It's a vile business being. And what's hilarious is something that.
But people have been super chatting and stuff. He just ain't reading it.
Saying yesterday, right?
Or maybe people have been tipping. He actually trying to stay focused.
Very interesting. He kept saying, dude, it's the internet. It's not real. It's the internet. It's not real. It's the internet. No. For some people, the internet is their life. The internet is my life, dude.
Yeah, that's the problem.
This is my job, 6 days a week.
That's the problem.
This is it.
That's not.
Is, how I make my living.
Remember that thing they said about it not being healthy?
Living on the internet, I do. That's no, it should not be
something to
Maybe
that.
The internet is bad. Oh, that's just how the internet is. No, the internet shouldn't be like that. The internet shouldn't be people just shitting on each other for profit.
But it's not a real place.
How do you not understand that we can aspire to be better? That we can aspire for something good or something better than what we have, this shit show. We don't want an endless shit show on the internet, right? I went on your show.
The internet is my life.
I'm going to actually grow and reach out and do
like, he factually said that.
You decided to shit on me for a whole show afterward. Like, do you see the discrepancy there?
That's
different.
probably the problem with all of this.
You went the opposite direction for profits. But it's fine. Because I can't make anyone be a better person. I can't make anyone, you know, have a moral compass. Sorry, I can't. All right?
It ain't that serious.
Part, and I'll end it like this, and then if you want, we'll do some reacting to actually the show here. Did anyone, literally, did anyone on that show go into it with an actual thought in their mind that I was innocent? That's the question. Because if they did, I feel like it would have went a lot different.
Yeah,
I do.
Even if
I feel like if you actually went into it saying, hey, Phil was innocent, or
why did my prognosis work?
Right? Then it would have been fine. That never happened. Never one. That wasn't the intention. You can tell
that doesn't matter though. If you did a good enough job defending your points and answering their questions,
I wasn't.
That wouldn't be the conclusion. It only came to that conclusion because you did a shit job.
Say because I'm innocent, but I can't expose myself. And then when I finally tell them, all right, I'll do it. I'm thinking of doing it. Oh, I don't want it anymore. Oh, okay. So you didn't care to begin with. I mean, let's be honest. You didn't care to begin with, or else you would, you know. There was no integrity there. All right? There was no integrity there. Huskers fan, you're already banned from DSP Gaming. Now you're banned from here. Congratulations. Real winner today. All right. Anyway.
It sounds like you're being a victim again.
I think now.
Woe is me. Poor me. No one has morals. Poor me.
Their show's like, you know, an hour and a half. Excuse me, 2.5 hours. I don't have 2.5 hours. I got like an hour. So we'll skip.
Yeah, because you wasted so much fucking. All right, man. You wasted your time.
I'm sure there's gonna be.
You would have had enough time.
I have a few tips to take a look at. They're probably all troll tips. Let's see.
Well, why are you so negative? So you don't have fans? You don't have people that actually like you? Just a bunch of troll tips right off the bat.
Yep.
Yep, I knew it.
Right, this one might not be a troll tip.
Everyone hates me, man. I knew it. Yep. No one likes me.
Alex tipped me $5.
Yep.
He says it took balls for you to go on that podcast and answer their questions, even stayed on when Keem came on.
I understand it'd be like that though. Nobody like me either.
Scummy and underhanded. It shows they can't be trusted. I would recommend staying away from them, but it's your call.
That's when I'm
Thank you, Alex, for the tip.
Never mind.
There's a couple other
just slap him with the salami.
Might be trolls. Let me take a look quick.
Trolls.
Yep, there you go. And just saying. All right. Just tipped me $1 and says, yeah, we were all saying yesterday it kind of felt like it was kind of a backstabbing or not fair. I don't think the interview was, because they made it seem like it was neutral, but now we know it's not. I mean, it's proven. I mean, evidence. I just read it. That he's saying, no, I never believed you.
But if it's neutral at the time.
There's so much evidence. Well, you saw the evidence, which it's not. It's circumstantial evidence. It's not factual proof. It's circumstantial evidence. You saw the evidence.
Man, your mind should have been made up about that interview. He didn't know what to think about it. He had to see what they said after it to know what he thought of the interview that he just went through.
It's scummy. Wow, that's a huge super chat from Seraph. Says, I'm actually a long-time detractor.
Almost like he makes up a bunch of stuff after the fact.
Use your trust, backstab you, use you for profit, and they'll keep milking DSP drama for money now while pretending that they wanted to help. Yeah. You know, just like Keem. Keem just wants to help everyone. Yeah, he really wants to help everyone by basically embarrassing.
No, he hasn't even watched it yet.
Possible way, but he pays them to do it. Like, that's okay, right? No, it's not. Absolutely not. Okay.
Again, this does kind of prove like the point of what they were saying. Like sometimes you fight fire with fire. He just decides to roll over and be like,
we're gonna skip the intro.
Man. You have no morals, man.
It's time. Nothing. That's not good.
I mean, he could have like made this into an actual like. He could have cut an actual promo. This dude sucked. I thought he liked wrestling.
Hold on.
Besides, on
he could have did cut an actual promo and like started beefing with these dudes.
Fast forward. Let's get everyone on the show. Blah, 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 blah. Here we go. So they talk about the guests, and here we go.
Base F Monday, guys, and
like he should cut a deal with them and just get his cut.
All right, so it doesn't do with anything.
But I'm sorry, it's like morally wrong to do that.
So much.
And you're gonna go to hell.
Side scrollers have open DMs with me, and
like I don't know, he can get way more out of. He can actually make this beneficial for him because doing this doesn't help him at all.
Jason came
He can
in
at least
member for 5 months.
like just fuck it, man. You got just swallow that pride and just do it, because what you do now doesn't work favorably for you.
A new fan in me. Let's go. Rise.
Oh, Rise of Femme. Yeah, he's a troll.
Yeah, he's blocking.
I recognize the name.
One day at a time, baby. One day at a time. And Joe came in. Says props to you guys, Adam and Craig, for the interview yesterday. You guys were
Toxic Crusaders game. All right, cool. Ignore that. Fast forward.
Why are we skipping context? He's skipping context though. Like, what are you looking for?
Okay, that's Invigelis. He's a normal fan. Let's actually, they're still not talking about me, so let's get to the.
Like, he's skipping so much context.
Side scrollers needs that.
Oh, there you go.
They really do.
Darkseid to
bill,
flow.
The electric bill, the internet bill.
Yeah, he's dropping hot fire.
All true, all true.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Like, what does he want them to say?
Look at this. Anatard, Lord of Derps. Says Adam should change his name to Giga Chad.
Okay.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with you, so what?
There we go.
Says, great job with the East Coast Italian style interview with the robust style questions and Keemstar style appearance.
Yeah, you know, shout out to Keem for jumping on, and honestly,
shout out to Keem for jumping
Let
on.
him finish.
He had absolutely nothing to do with and derailing it completely because he added nothing.
All right, man.
But then he promoted his product. Okay, why are they giving a shout out to Keemstar? Because Keemstar got them even more attention. When Keem showed up, all of a sudden even more people.
I don't know.
They want that notoriety.
I don't know what to chalk it up to. Is it just the narcissism or what? But he gets hung up on the dumbest shit. Like,
Keemstar doesn't know who you are and never would have been on the show.
He showed his product. You
Shout
think he needs this podcast to like show what he's got going on?
I don't know.
Like, why is he so hung up on that? Oh, he was chilling. He talked about the boxing match.
Is it finally gonna
like,
go because I felt like
out of everything, why does that piss him off so much?
Like, it was a tense interview, you know. I wasn't letting off the steam the whole time.
You want to know what the funny part is? It wasn't tense at all. Like, for me, it was a normal day. Like, seriously, didn't you hear at the end of the interview? I was like, let's keep going. I was like, let's just keep going. I'm fine. But they were like, nah, we got to eat and shit. I was like, nah, let's keep going. We didn't answer all the questions.
Excuse me?
Know that people want answered. For me, it was fine. I mean, maybe for them, it was tense, right?
Can you be fine and stay past
but then Keem came on and
clock out time?
Respectful in private chat. And like he said,
Yeah, I gotta eat dinner. I gotta eat dinner. I'm so hungry, man. I gotta get out of here.
and, you know,
Oh man, I can't even save, man. I gotta get out of here. I'm so hungry, man.
That was the most calm I've ever seen.
Now these people are bad people because they said they wanted to go eat and shit. The fuck is wrong with this dude?
Habitual liars will often admit to part of their
Just listen to this.
You think you're a marathon runner? I still wanted to keep going.
Yes, because the accusations that get thrown at me by detractors are partially true, and then they take a part of that and turn it into something that's not, and that's how they claim oh, don't you see that the evidence is that this part was true, so the whole statement must be true. No, half of it was true. And then you made up the other half, but somehow now the whole statement's true. That's what they do. That's how the detractors have always made up shit about me. For example,
the Nuggets truth.
And I know people say, well, this one's already been disproven. Of course, but it's a great example. The escort story.
Oh, man, I'm about to mute this shit.
I'm
tired of hearing about
was it true
this.
that we made brownies together? Yes. Was it true?
What
This
kind
and
of
that and all
brownies?
that. But then when
They
you
got
usually
weed
take the
in?
things that are true and you turn it to the half that's not true. Oh, well, it was an escort that Phil paid for to fly in, which never happened. You see?
What
But
about the
that's,
part
again,
where they
that gets thrown away?
like help get to
It
the
only
bottom
goes
of
to the
that
statements that
and
can't
cleared
be
you?
disproven, or I can't disprove without
The
exposing
detractors did that.
myself or my family to risk. And then, oh, well, those are the true ones then, see? Habitual Phil will admit to someone, not the other. No, I admit to what's actually true, and then I'm going to tell you what part isn't. But again, they went into the interview 100% believing that everything was true. So of course they're going to think that I'm lying constantly, right?
Well, I think that's one of those things that we were talking about body language before the show.
Body language.
Yeah, that's very telling.
Most of the time when I was talking to the camera and not necessarily looking at the screen itself. So I wasn't. It's different when you talk to somebody in person and you can read how they're looking, how they're interacting, if they're leaning back, if they're leaning forward, read their body language. But it's a lot different when it's online, because I'm looking here, whereas I'd have to be looking here if I was looking at Phil the entire time, and if I'm doing that, I'm not, So I'll be interested to kind of take a look to see how.
What's funny is someone just said you look visibly distressed. You were rocking a bit. I literally rock every single day on my stream because, as you know, I'm uncomfortable if I sit still because of my back injury. This is something, watch every one of my streams that I'm rocking. Everyone even criticizes me for it. Can't you sit still, right?
Yeah, can you? I mean,
yes.
Does that cause you to touch your face and pick your nose and pick your ear
and
and
jokes about rocking back and forth? That's a meme.
You know,
correct?
Like,
so,
does that cause you to do that too?
Outside of that, it was pretty much normal, except after you're sitting there for a few hours,
rubbing your hands through your hair 500 times, and
your legs are feeling tense. Yeah, you're gonna feel
picking
like
your
shit,
ear and rubbing your mustache.
I was ready to go further.
And picking your skin.
Body language.
Does that have anything to do with your back?
Body language is a tell. Like, for example, you ask me a tough question, and immediately before I answer the question, I'm like going like this. Oh, you know.
You do that a lot.
Man. Oh, because I'm racking my brain for an answer.
What about that tongue thing you do?
I mean, I don't think it did, but you know.
Why you do that thing with your tongue all the time? What's that?
Oh, you know, because he was.
That's body language.
Possibly moving or whatever. I don't know.
Together. And once
Why do you nod your head all the time when people are talking? Like,
body language experts.
That's a very abnormal thing to do, to constantly bob your head when people are talking.
I'll just say, I love watching the body language experts.
The wandering travel vlog.
What about when you cross your arms?
There you go. This is another thing. I just skipped this one because you're just joking about they don't believe that the account is not mine. Right.
Well, they don't.
Like all of his personal expenses that no one cared about, no one talked about, and like talk about his wife's restraining order, which he seemed very apprehensive.
Yeah, why did you bring that up?
Talk about before the show, he didn't want to talk about it, and then he said he's like, "Fuck it, I'll talk about this," and then, but like you're not gonna just show your username on a.
He told me to do it. Wow, what a disingenuous asshole he's being right now.
How?
He's being a 100% disingenuous asshole because you guys didn't know what happened before the show. Before the show, we were talking about exactly, you know, what'll be brought up. And they said, you know, what are things that, you know, are off the table or whatever. And I was like, nothing. And they were like, well, we're not going to bring up anything with your wife. And I was like, but why not? People talk shit about my wife. They talk about shit about how we met. They say horrible,
So you
horrible
wanted them to say something about your wife
me
then?
and her, you know, all the time. Why not bring it up? And that motherfucker right there said to me, then bring it up. He's like, you know, he's like, well, for example, what? And I told him the story. And he's like, well, then you know what? Bring it up. His exact words were, bring it up because I hate shit like that. I hate to hear shit like that. And the truth should come out then. He said that to me before the show started. So now it's okay to talk about that, but why wouldn't you show something else? You told me to talk about it.
On a mobile
Yeah, but you said you...
Not even to the
whatever,
public
man.
world, Craig. In a private email for him to be like, okay, it's not him, everyone.
It's like at this point, I don't even...
And I already explained in this show why.
It's still not something you should bring
Any
up.
screen grab doesn't mean anything.
Does it make sense for you to even talk about it?
I didn't know he was going to ask me that on the show.
You have to protect your family.
Okay, if he really wants this, if he's serious about it, I'm going to send him not only the screen grab from WWE Champions, I'm going to show that it's the same account I use in other games, all the same name, all with you know everything on them.
The thing is,
and I was going to show him my Apple ID and
they're figuring out now
all together. Now that's pretty much indisputable proof.
Right.
If you had all of that and you're looking at it, like, okay, it literally lines up.
I know they've been told not to deal with this dude.
That's what I was going to show him.
Like,
and I emailed him.
It's only bad news if you deal with him.
PM yesterday.
Because shit like this happens.
I was waiting for him to respond back, saying, "Yeah, I'm at the email."
This is why he can't work with anybody.
Yeah, I'm going to send it.
He literally can't collab with anybody ever.
He at that point he was already 100% believing that I wasn't going to do it and I was lying. So he doesn't even want to see it.
Really?
I think
that?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It was fucking weird. And then he was saying like, I'm not addicted to this mobile game, but I was addicted to the previous mobile version of the game that people claim I'm addicted to.
No, not the previous version. That's not even the previous version. They're completely different games. Supercard and Champions are completely different games. Supercard is one of those card style games, and this is completely different games. Wrong. Just because it's WWE, it's not the same game. But yeah, I mean, so I'm admitting the actual thing I did wrong.
That's the best thing they can do is just like...
The meme of the WWE Champions thing came from the fact that there's documented evidence on the internet.
Thank you for the interview.
WWE Supercard. I used to post up about it. Same thing with Dokkan Battle. I used to post up about it like on Twitter and shit.
And move forward positively.
Look what I just got. Look, look at this pull. So obviously that's 100% documented stuff. Yes,
as he says here with $4.
That's the truth. Why would of course I'm going to admit to what I did.
He can't profit off of his drama.
What are you, stupid?
And
everyone else can do drama better than he can.
I had a problem, but
just like everyone else can
it's fine. Like, come on.
Do reacts better than him.
What do you mean? What about it? What about it? Because people don't ever improve or change. Never. People never actually overcome problems in their life. That's apparently. Dude, I used to be 240 pounds. Now I'm just over 200. I overcame that problem in my life. I used to be a raging alcoholic.
How did you stop,
I used
though?
to drink myself into a stupor.
How did you stop?
And then I stopped doing that shit.
How?
Like, how are you going to tell me
what was the
you will
process
change over time and get better? If you admit your faults from the past and you overcome them,
what was the treatment plan? What were the steps that you took? Was it an overnight thing?
Oh, no one can ever improve. This is the same guy on the show who's laughing when I say, well, I'm changing now. I'm trying to be better.
Yeah, you said it 100 times.
No, it's not funny. You're an idiot. People do change for the better.
He's so mad.
Username.
I think that's, you know,
like he literally cannot. This breaks this little reality that he's in. So he has to do this for damage control to make himself feel better.
That should be it. We greatly appreciate it. All right, let's move on.
And
remember how Howard said he's really bad at damage control?
Major props.
Case in point, every time he doesn't learn anything.
I was shocked.
This doesn't make him look good
I don't know
in any way, shape, or form.
Before I dipped out after I said this, I was like, bro, like props for staying. Like you got some major balls for like dealing with stern interviewers, because like we didn't go easy on
which is
it
what I was there
yesterday.
for.
And
the reason I stayed is because I'm telling the truth. Do you think if I mean, no, really? Okay, now we gotta be real. Hold on.
Okay, now you're in bullshit town.
If someone is guilty, why the fuck would they stick around for 5.5 hours? Are you
Get a hold of yourself, man.
crazy? Why would they even agree to the interview? Why would they do it? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Well,
the pignosis is strong.
That's what I mean. Like,
he about to self-destruct.
For so
he
long,
taking everybody with him.
People said Phil would never do the interview, right? Never. He would never do it. And I said, fine. Eventually, I'm gonna fucking do it because I had enough of this shit. I had people saying this about me constantly. I'm gonna do it. So I sit for 5.5 hours. Oh, just guilty. Like, what? What do you think I was there for? Why do you think I could take it? Why do you think I could take it for so long?
Clearly had issues with, and
yeah, he should have broke down like R. Kelly.
Didn't come in here thinking like, all right, I'm gonna have to deal with talking to Keemstar.
You're killing me, man.
Because that was a waste of everyone's time.
Yeah, he should have had a meltdown.
Gundam clip, and he stayed, and it's like, you know what? All right, dude can take some punches. So,
yeah, out of you guys, did all of you think he would leave early or leave at some point? Because I did.
No.
Hey, Daddy's here.
Whoa.
Phil is an
screwed up.
interesting dude, right? He's an interesting dude in that he's been dealing with this for a long time. You know, like we dealt with
10 fucking years.
The overwhelming swarm of insanity in 2 weeks, and he's been dealing with it for a decade. And
damn, King's got the juice now.
That we were gonna be.
I don't know if it'd be enough for me to play him, but
interview. But I'm not.
I'll be less mad getting grabbed by him.
You have apologized and said we were wrong.
Yeah, a lot of
too. Apologizing is big.
Yes, a lot of people.
So, okay, let's go. Because that's,
You can objectively look and see the detractors aren't the monsters that.
They're not the monsters, really.
Well, thank you so much.
Some of them are.
Oh, okay, that was fair.
I was asked about it last night. And,
that was fair.
And they said, well, I would say in any fandom, there are people who are.
This is crazy. It's just like anything outside of my reality is unfair.
Next level, right? In any fandom, whether that's you're talking about Phil, Marvel.
I'm telling the truth because I'm telling the truth.
Like there are people who can look at things.
If I was guilty, why would I stay on so long?
There's gonna be people in our community that do that. There's gonna be people in every community.
All right,
so,
well, this is boring. It's fucking boring.
You weren't letting him slide either, and I don't think you're getting enough credit for the work that you put in for that interview. So I think our combination of you being prepared with really good questions and me just like soaking in what was happening and just, calling it as I see it,
You knew just enough. You knew just enough to where you could say like, well, that's not right.
But he's literally unhinged though. Like he's.
There you go. I knew way too much. No, you didn't know, Craig. You didn't know. You were told things that were supposed to be considered circumstantial evidence, and you were supposed to formulate an opinion. You didn't know anything. All you knew was what people had said about
semantics.
Me. Now you have evidence, just what they said about me and all their circumstantial bullshit. You didn't know anything.
But all the circumstantial evidence leads to you
interview. I know everything.
Being guilty.
So now we're gonna ask, and hopefully we get the confession instead of I'm going in. Here's what I heard from this side. I actually did research on this side, and now we're going to meet in the middle, and we're going to have the interview. It was 1,000,000%. I listened only to the Detractor
Why didn't you tell your fans to step up, man?
Documentary, and that was it. That's completely different, right? Completely different.
Why didn't you bring the like?
It seemed like Craig had the substance and Adam had the style of the interview, and that's just, you know what I mean. And not that you didn't have any substance either, but
yeah, it's just really he's just really coping that they didn't believe him, and like they're fair to make that opinion. Like you didn't do a good job, dude. So that's the conclusion.
The Pounder says, does it cost $5K a month for each?
So here we go. This stupid. It doesn't make any sense.
Nope.
It does not. No, I was.
it's like that's a laughable.
Simple no.
Simple no. It costs time after the initial investment of getting your webcam.
All right, on to the next.
Is this worth $4, Phil? Answer that question.
That's insane.
He's like, I don't want this bike ride to end.
Like he is seething with jealousy right now. Like this is destroying him. Because all this, all this money coming in at his expense.
Oh, here we go. I'm toxic on my
but he can only get $4.
Evidence that contradicts his narrative. He lied about literally everything yesterday. There you go. Look at all that. Look at all that corroborating evidence of that statement. But they're going to keep reading it, right? Anything that's associated with money, they're going to read. Yeah. Anything.
Don't you read any? Well,
he lied about literally everything yesterday.
It's their show.
You don't have to tell me, Gamer.
Sophie.
Hey, Sophie.
Thank you so much.
What does this mean? Phil looks like he's going through puberty backwards and sweating like nuts. I didn't sweat once. I literally didn't sweat at all.
I did not sweat.
Did you ever even see me like wipe my forehead?
You taking everything so literal.
But do you see they're reading everything? Just read everything so that we can make fun of Phil. This is literally the Phil shit show.
Craig and Adam,
shit on Phil the entire show.
Like he was going
well, the people that are super chatting are showing.
It was nice and cool yesterday.
I wasn't sweating. It was nice and cool. This dude is so fucking stupid.
But yesterday I was sweating and I was in here for 5.5 hours. Right?
They don't mean literally sweating, or even if they didn't mean that. It can be taken like figuratively. Stop taking everything so seriously, dumbass. This is what you just don't fucking get anything, and it makes you look stupid. I'm sorry, it does, Phil.
I think that if I was to change the intro, people would riot. But yeah, it's very similar to it, and that's mainly in this.
I wasn't sweating. What do you mean? I wasn't even sweating.
Good point. He's got a good point. That's true.
DSP,
the problem is it's too long. Like if we could sit here and react to the whole show,
the thing is,
I'm not going to stick around for all night. So I have to skip a lot. There's not a lot going on here.
What is the stream even?
Breaking news.
I'm pretty sure.
Like this dude mentally harming himself right now. I don't know why he doing this in front of people.
Triple check. Hold on.
Mr. Knox, how you doing? Mr. Knox says, was DSP stupid or desperate for any form of clout to be a part of the interview?
You tell me, what clout did I get out of the
interview? It's like he just doing this to piss himself off. I don't know why.
Make a lot of money? No, they didn't pay me any of that money that they made. Did I get any positive press from the interview? No, not at all. Right? Nothing at all. It was supposed to be me being a guest on their show. It wasn't supposed to be an interview to begin with. I was doing them a favor. Right? A favor.
He might as well watch Detractor videos now. If this is quote unquote people shitting on Phil. He should just react to all the Detractor content. This is the same thing, basically.
He said he watches our show, and we have a lot of fun on this show. And I think he desperately wants to be relevant and desperately wants to be successful, and just does not know how to do it.
Yeah, they got a double whammy.
Despite the fact that I literally said on the show, I have no aspirations to be a big YouTuber. I have no aspirations to be successful. All I want to do
I don't want to be successful.
For my audience and make a living doing it. Meaningful content for a small group is what I want.
So you want to be unsuccessful. Well, you already succeeded in being unsuccessful. So you don't have to worry about that.
Well, maybe if you would take that fucking hat off and take the cotton out of your ears, you'd hear what I actually said in your own interview.
What?
In this world. And I mean, you got, if you
DSP, you don't have enough money to put a hat on, so shut the fuck up.
Honest
How about that?
And holding yourself accountable, he's never going to be able to
put a hat on.
That
where your hat at?
Stigma.
You got a hat
How
on.
was I never honest or held myself accountable? Did you not see me react to my own Down the Rabbit Hole, react to the John Rambo and Howard video from last year, and literally fess up to so many mistakes that I have made? Right? Like, what are you talking of? You're talking about. Here's what he's talking about.
Oh, this is just a salty stream.
Like literally, that's what he's talking about. That's it. It's like they took one issue out of the entire history of everything. They took one fucking thing, right? They took one joke from a stream last summer. It's a joke that's completely out of context to my normal content. I don't usually joke like that.
Yeah, but it happened. It happened.
By a lot of negative people being negatively saying it was a racist joke. Wasn't intended that way. It's still a dark joke. It's definitely still too dark. It's not my normal style. Well, that's him every stream.
Quick pause. I'm sorry. But like the thing with that, he can't just recognize that he can. Even if he doesn't think it was racist, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Why can't he come to the conclusion? I can see why people would think that is racist. I did not intend it to be that way, and just move on. Just like with the whole N-word thing. Was it a slip of the tongue? Yeah. But did it sound like you said the N-word? Just say yeah, but it was a slip of the tongue. That's all you got to do. It still happened. Just own up to the fact that it happened, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? Right? What do you speak? What? None of what they're saying makes sense. It's like they weren't paying any attention.
It's impossible. Right now, unless he owns up to it.
Yeah, either way, it was...
To what? To the one thing? You're literally harping on one fucking thing. You ignored everything else.
You're harping on one thing right now.
Always hold that against him. And, you know, he just wants to, like, pretend like all of it. Oh, no, it's all in my past. Like, let me just start fresh. And it's never going to happen.
Level 1.
You can't start fresh because the internet is forever. And all your shit's on the internet.
Yeah, but so because people have done things in the past that are bad, you can never forgive them and never believe that they ever got better. That's what he's saying. Wow, you're an awesome person.
When your stuff is on the internet, like your stuff is on the internet.
You've ever done, man. Holy shit. No one drudge up his past, right? Like, what are you talking about?
Are you rallying, Phil? This is a rally.
You're not supposed to fucking ever improve and be better from your past, according to this guy. You can never, ever, like,
yeah, but he would probably own up to it and be like, yeah, I did that, and not make excuses. No, I'm a fallible human, and this and that. Just say that you did it and recognize that you did it.
Right. This was the closest
you don't need any follow-ups like that with this whole fallible human thing. We're all fallible humans. We make mistakes, but you don't learn anything from yours. That's the problem with you. Like, that's why...
Because Keemstar's a piece of shit.
Why people don't like you.
We said we were going to do it on the show. That doesn't mean shit. Keemstar is a piece of shit. No one likes him. All right? People deal with Keemstar because they want clout or they want money. All right? That's why. I can say whatever I want about him. I talk shit. He talks shit about me too. Way more than I've ever talked shit about him.
They can say whatever they want about you, Phil, with that logic, and that's what they did. So there you go. Whatever.
Your mind. I'm supposed to kiss his butt because I was happy. I want nothing to do with the guy.
They're supposed to kiss your butt, Phil?
I want absolutely nothing to do with that man at all. Like I said, if
he doesn't know how hypocritical he sounds.
He would literally try to control me.
What do they owe you?
He would literally
kiss your butt
like a puppeteer with strings. He's like, well, I helped fill out that one time, so now he's beholden to me for the rest of the life, right? That's the kind of guy he is. He's ultra controlling. Why do you think when he tried to control me with getting me to do this show, and I would not play by his rules,
the internet. Everybody's shitty. Let's just go with that.
Exactly what he wanted, right? Drop my entire.
Let's just go with that and talk about waifus.
Correct. He's so upset
and eat cheesecake
because he wants to be in control of everything at all times. Why in the fuck would I ever want to go be in business with someone like that? Why do they like him so much? Are you stupid? Have you not done any kind of research on this man on the internet that's factual? And that's the difference. They'll say, oh, Keemstar and Phil are the same. They both get to hate. No. The things Keemstar has done are well publicly documented, and they're not circumstantial evidence. He fucking talked shit about mental illness to people like
you did too.
Etika, and what happened there?
You call people mouth drilling retard
on the internet, and he literally factually proven he's orchestrated events, dramatic events that weren't real to get stuff popularity for his.
You tell people the white coats need to come and get him.
The stuff you're
for making a video about
factually proven is bullshit. Bullshit. There's a difference.
Jesus.
Hate it for bullshit. Hate it for facts. It's not rocket science unless you like the guy.
This dude is panicking
because you like riding on the clout that you have having him on your show. Let's be honest.
This narcissism or whatever he's got. This is like a very, very, very severe case at this point. I feel like he just.
The funny part again is that none of this was said when I was there. Do you understand?
Like I said, you need a
Why
case
do you say this behind my back? Right? Why is this said? Where I was there. I was fucking there. If you have things to say to me, say it to my face. Why did you wait till the next day? You know? It doesn't make any sense at all. None. Except we wanted to profit. On
the show April 7th. So
Nice.
Like, it kind of makes me glad he's not good enough to be an actual cult leader and like actually harm people. But
yeah, that viewer actually came in yesterday and last night when I was talking about this a little bit, and I was actually going to bring them up during the stream, but just didn't have an opportunity. So
who up?
Yeah. Craig is aware of, and Adam's aware of like 90% of all of this stuff.
I know way too much
nothing
about film. Way too much.
This is just, it's again, they took every super chat, read it out.
like, he just can't handle this is what people think about you.
Yes, it's all true. That's not professional. I'm not there. You had me on the show.
And streaming, they can't.
You don't have to be there.
Show that goes like horribly wrong after what, like 6 seasons, but you have to keep watching because you want to know how it ends.
I think it's
But this is what people legitimately think about you, man. Like, he just can't swallow that.
Because it's like Jersey Shore, you fucking moron. Good lord.
What? That's what I'm doing. This is my Jersey Shore.
Well, you'd probably watch Jersey Shore. It's probably your favorite show.
Yeah. They had a good couple seasons. Remember, they had the Snooki.
All right, let's see. I think we got a few more, and I'm still. Golly,
they're never gonna end. This is their whole show. Is just reading negative super chats about me.
Mr.
Well, they didn't. They made
one who actually had nothing to do with me. I can't believe it. Right?
Do you want them to be about you? This dude, that's so fucking weird.
1651. That's an inside joke with all.
Do you want all of them to be about you?
Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Like, is this stroking your ego or making you feel like shit, or both?
Fast forward a bit. Let's go like 20.
It's like they're talking about me, but they're talking negative about me, but they're still talking about me. You can't decide, like, you want a rope or you want a nut at this point.
Here we go. This is 20 minutes later. It continues, right? 20 minutes later, this is the whole show. The whole show is just about me.
Everyone wants to know, what are the chances you'll appear on That Being Said or other Detractor streams? I've told, I've been in talks with That Being Said. I'll definitely appear on their show, 100%. I just gotta lock down a time. Coming up, I'm gonna be on Tuesday Night Main Event on Tuesday, coming up as well. So that's
great
gonna be really
show.
Cool.
Great show.
Talking to Jeremy about that.
He hate these people.
Start fresh. If you don't hold your, it's impossible.
Here we go.
He gonna write them in the pig note.
Anyway, congrats for the great work, guys.
I'm gonna skip ahead even further.
Don't be too alarmed if something happened to these people.
I think that's why he's still sitting at like World 1-1. So.
Well, and he has such a high view of
miraculous heart attacks.
Illusion of grandeur, man. Like you really think that you're.
But I feel like given the chance, he probably would do something
on
like
this
that.
pedestal that everyone needs to worship you. And give
What the fuck are you talking about? I'm a king on a pedestal that needs to be worshipped. We explained what the King of Hate moniker meant, right?
Oh,
We did.
DSP, stop taking yourself so seriously.
Like that whatsoever.
People
right?
just memeing.
I said I'm a small-time guy.
Taking everything so seriously.
Everything I said on the show
It's the
was to
internet.
explain that I have absolutely no big thoughts or aspirations about myself or my content. But you see, it's a giant king and everyone should kiss his butt. Yes, you're right. That's why I take every opportunity to always be on top of everything.
See, this is why. This is why, DSP. You don't get it. And you
yeah. If you want to talk about people who unprepared, this guy knows absolutely nothing about me whatsoever. Zero besides the hate that's come in. That's what he hears. He knows nothing about me or my content whatsoever.
Yeah, what are you the king of now?
Really well for a long time because there was no competition. You got into YouTube
This is correct,
early, man. Like good shit, but you didn't continue to evolve with the internet.
This is all correct.
You stayed stagnant, like thinking that
Or Maiden
you were
singing.
worth people's attention.
Was
Correct.
I was
I've
singing.
talked about all this publicly.
I guess kinda.
Rabbit hole and other
There was a
places.
little jingle.
100% correct. I've admitted to this.
And you weren't.
Correct.
You have to adjust.
This
and
is a load
cater
of
to your audience. You
barnacles.
didn't.
Correct.
His audience slowly grew in the wrong direction by people making fun of him, and instead of owning it and using it like Keem talked about, that's what he does. He's like, I got the most detractors, and I use them. They're my fans. They make me more money because of the hate. And
But he makes shit content that's harmful to others. That's how he got over. He doesn't make gameplay videos, Adam. He doesn't interact with his audience in a nice, positive way. He's a jerk. He hurts people to make money. Everything he does is deriding others, making fun of others, bringing others down, and then making money off of it. He's like,
he just reported the news, dude.
He considers the world of lolcows, right? Or anyone who's having a problem, and he moves the pieces around the chessboard, and he watches money fly off the chessboard into his pockets. That's how he made his money.
Yeah, but
how are you okay with that?
He does like other stuff.
Tell me, and again, what I said is the difference between me and Keem. I've never hurt anyone with my content. Who did I hurt by making a bad Let's Play? Who did I hurt, right? With his stuff? Nothing. This guy's constantly hurting people.
But who did Keemstar hurt?
When they didn't support him anymore, and it was just like he just.
Who is coming out and saying Keemstar hurt me?
It's like, bro, it's so obvious.
I'm sure if he's hurt all of these people,
What?
Jesus, you okay?
Dude, this guy is a fucking dunce.
Okay.
He did nothing. He literally didn't do any research at all. Like, what are you talking about? I outright admitted it. We've outright talked about it on streams in React events. You fucking tremendous black hole of emptiness in your brain. It's documented that I fucking talked about it.
That's a hateful slur.
Why is no one countering? No, actually, fair enough. He did say this because no one did the research. No one here did the research. It was just, we only listened to what the Detractor said. And according to the Detractors, he never grew, he never admitted nothing. They only
That's
listened to
their
the Detractors.
opinion after listening to you talk. They asked you, what have you changed?
Wow.
Was right too. It's one of them things like.
He's acting like they're not taking into consideration anything that he said to them and base their opinions on that.
It would have been way different.
Correct.
But instead, he got to a point where he denied, and it's so much now. It's just a mountain.
Well, it depends. I out of all these people, I think Travis is the most. I hate to say it, the guy who thinks the best about this shit. And
oh wow, because he's more fair towards you.
Kind of makes sense, except yes and no because
yes and no. Here we go. This is why you can't answer questions. It's like everything's yes or no, yes and no, yes and no.
Wrong. That was old Phil.
Never can give a straight answer.
You know, you guys call me out on stuff, and all the time. So you know, you're right. Let's change it. You know what I'm saying? Like Travis, I think out of all these people, is the voice of reason.
Yeah, he's the one that probably did the less. He's the one that probably did the least amount of research. Like those two probably.
In my opinion,
it was mainly Craig and Adam that did the research. Like, I don't think the other two really care that much. So they're the less informed.
I'll say this. You know, I've been doing this longer than Phil, and
that's true.
A certain time.
By the way, guys, there's a lot of tips and things coming in. I'm absolutely going to shout them out before the end of the stream, which is probably in about a half an hour. So we're not watching this whole show. This is 2.5 hours of just ragging on me. I can't watch 2.5 hours of this shit. But I think I'm.
He can only watch an hour.
How unfair this was.
Where you need to eat humble pie, where somebody needs to go like, hey, dude, like, look, Screw Attack was a very big deal in its time.
Correct.
Right during its time,
correct.
It was a big deal. We did billions of views on the internet.
Yep.
Right. Like, it was insane. But that was it.
Right.
That was long gone.
And whenever do I say today I'm big or I'm popular or I'm you know what? Never at all. It's completely the opposite.
Relevant online. I'm a piece of sand in this giant vast ocean.
Right.
Right. Oh yeah. And I think that's important to understand. And
if he was smart, he would keep going because his fans are giving him money.
At a point.
Yeah, just watch the whole thing.
That's happened to me where and I don't think that's happened to Phil.
What are you talking about? Oh my! Again, they watched nothing. They literally watched nothing. They've watched no content of mine. Anything within the last.
How do you know that? I mean,
highlights. There's no way they could say shit like this and actually watched my content. It's not possible.
What did he even say?
And they're supposed to be objective interviewers. They watched nothing. They did not. They did all the negative research and none of the positive. Again, did they ask a certain person, any one person who's a fan of my content? What do you like about Phil? What's the positives about him? Why do you watch him if he has all this hate again? They didn't do that. They fucking just went and watched every Detractor. They talked to. It's a Gundam. Yeah, you're really gonna get an intelligent discussion out of that.
Yeah, how come your fans didn't pull up though?
Yeah, what? They're literally every word they're saying.
And I hope that yesterday was an opportunity for him, but I don't think he's gonna take that.
It was an opportunity, but he's so stubborn that he probably is sitting there thinking that we fucked him over. Like, we totally fucked him.
No, the interview didn't fuck me. This is what fucked me. Right here. This is what fucked me, you idiot. Not the interview. The interview was fine. The interview was exactly as I expected it to go. But the day when you decided I'm just going to do a second profitable stream shitting on the guy that's not there to stick up for himself, that's where you fucked me over.
We were giving you the realest opportunity you have ever had to win back your audience.
Again,
they're not there to defend themselves right now. You talk about people all the time when they're not there.
100%.
What is this angle?
Believing I was guilty. That's not an interview.
How many times he talked about wings and review tech and
fucked up.
Everyone else. They ain't there.
With the notion of what you told me, you completely lied to me. You just proved it with that statement. Well, yesterday was that we gave him that opportunity. You can't give someone an opportunity unless you already think they're guilty. You see what I'm saying? Like. Huh? You fucked up horribly with this interview. You don't understand that now all of your integrity is gone. Anyone who goes on your show, anything for an interview like this could never trust you ever again. You're really. Like,
I want to give you an opportunity to say it's not you. That means I think you're guilty.
Like, what the fuck?
So basically, you don't just believe me.
Actually evolve.
So you only give people opportunities to clear their names. You think they're guilty.
Because he's so stubborn.
Oh my God.
Dude, all right. Well, there it is.
What Floor says, it was a train wreck.
Same thing. Here we go. Let's skip ahead again. Right?
But it's like, it's not them though. Remember.
And I ordered.
They said that you're not there for them. You're there for like the people that are saying stuff. But it's not for the detractors either. I don't know, man.
Right. I got them all written right here. Trav, you know the funny thing is there. You know that paper was just blank. It was blank.
Oh, he's getting the paper. This dude losing his mind.
Right here with all my expenses written on it. Right here, motherfucker.
He's so mad. He's so mad.
The paper with writing all over it. Here. Ready?
I can't see it.
It's literally still at my fucking desk, you idiot.
I can't see it though.
People, again, you want to talk about disingenuous. They didn't believe a word I said. Here, let me... I just want to make sure that I don't have personal accounts on here.
Personal accounts on your paper? You write all your personal accounts when you do your bills every month? He handwrite his account number.
I don't want you to see what accounts I have, right? Obviously. Can I show you this paper? Not really.
He can't show any institution names.
2 accounts that are personal accounts, you know. You guys should
know. Oh, so you can't show it to us.
Because I wish I could have folded it.
Oh. Show us something.
Yeah. Already, because all my utility companies' names are on here and everything.
Damn, you're showing us. Dude, make it into origami.
Not that I should have to do this.
Bro,
right?
you don't have to.
Here, maybe if I do a crazy folding job.
I mean, you feel like you have to, but you really don't.
This is really stupid.
We should have played like a dragon.
How dumb they are. Okay.
Okay. Never change, Phil.
I'm literally just going to show you one tiny part.
One tiny part. One line.
Yeah. You're not gonna cut it up, maybe. Again, I'm trying to show you without again. So Phil wants to prove what he's saying is true, but even just to show you this paper has personal shit on it that can expose. You understand what I'm saying now?
No,
about proving innocence?
No, I don't.
Like literally, I'm like right here. Well, here's a utility company. You can't show you the name of the company, right? Here's here's this. Here's the account. I can't show you. If you see this, you're gonna fucking people will do shit. You know?
Can't show you, man.
Literally, because I wrote all the names instead of putting like garbage removal. I put the name of the company. I can't show you that. So
why don't?
Sucks.
Why do you have to put the company
paper right here with all of it on it?
You write this out every month. The name of the company. But
you understand the point. Even that, I was gonna read it off one by one.
I have to put the garbage removal company name, the government name.
Like the only thing I can show is website charge and mortgage. Probably is the only thing on here that I could show you that doesn't have anything on it.
Okay, well show it, man.
Right? Yeah.
Hold it, cut it, whatever. Let's go. Jesus. Come on.
Because everything else puts me in exposure.
Well, we know. Right? Come on, show us something.
2 live streams is any earnest person would understand why you can't show it. Like even if I fold it this way.
Oh
right?
my god.
Like this.
Just show us a letter. I don't know.
This.
This is so dumb.
Right?
This is content
like this,
right
it's
here.
like
this
origami.
Dude's fucking around with paper.
Fold it 400 times. to even show
that it got words on
shown, it. Right?
What are we doing with our streaming time?
Just to show that I'm not full of shit.
This is his job.
So, what is that? What is that account? Okay, that's okay, I guess. That's okay. What is that?
I hope Craig in his chat laughing at him.
So here we go.
He crack open a cold one. He having a good time.
All right. So just to, I'll pre-read it. It's the website that I have, my website, dspgaming.com, the mortgage payment, my phone bill, which I'm going to cover, the name of the company, and my car insurance. Okay?
All right, man. Look at this shit.
Oh, there you go. Can you kind of see the writing? Oh my god, you can't see it.
That proves that proves that there were words on the paper.
You saw writing. You see right? Okay, you can see writing. You see, I'm not full of it. There's fucking writing on the paper right there.
It's something.
The camera won't do it. But here you go. That's literally every month. Paper. My expenses.
Paper. Every month.
And I'm going to read to them. And the point they're making, all right? Here's the point they're making, because we can address this, all right? I know, you can't see shit. I wasn't going to prove nothing. The point they're making is, you know, they asked, what are $5,000 a month in business expenses?
Yes.
I don't even know where that comes from, because I don't know what they're talking about. You understand?
A person that runs a business doesn't know what a business expense is.
I have no clue what they're speaking of. Because I don't know if
Sounds
that's
about
from the
right.
bankruptcy report.
They said the bankruptcy.
Tax return. If that's data that was taken from a tax return and transferred to a bankruptcy report.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know what that entails, because I don't know what's considered business income one way or another for taxes versus, you know, bankruptcy report. I have no clue. I'm not a legal expert on this shit. I would never be able to answer that question for anyone. So instead I said, here's what I can do. I can literally pull up my monthly expenses and read through this. So you guys can know exactly what I spend every month. Would you like to hear it now? Because they wouldn't let me do it.
Yeah, but what is for the business? That's the point.
Here's my monthly expenses. Are you ready for this? First of all, there's a reminder on here that at the beginning of every month I should
Big Gnosis resumes.
You know, cash out what I make on Patreon and then send my Patreon private DMs for people who are owed their perks. We've got Hulu, Comcast, which is my internet. Everyone knows that. My monthly condo dues, my Game Pass subscription, YouTube Premium. I have a note on here to pay federal taxes every month.
This doesn't answer the question,
my garbage removal, my water bill.
How much do you spend on your fucking business a month?
Bill, my car insurance.
It doesn't matter if it's from a bankruptcy form, taxes on a month-to-month basis.
Payments to attorneys.
How much do you spend on your business?
Medical
Can you not answer that simple question, Mr. Businessman?
My back tax payments that I do every month.
So it sounds like you don't spend $5,000 a month on your business.
Bill, my health insurance, and then I have notes at the bottom of things that are important. And for example, be sure to prepare for your dues next month or whatever. Like that's it. And then I have a note at the top. Every quarterly, I have to do business taxes for the state. It's quarterly. So I have a note of what month that I have to pay those. Okay, like literally, that's it. That's what I pay every month. And of course, not on there would be, for example.
Yeah, because I thought
if I have to buy a specific game,
Muda was in the chat.
Something comes up that I have to spend.
And I think he said that like
groceries. That's weekly.
Part of the mortgage.
This is my list of expenses every month.
And be roped into it, but not the full thing. His full mortgage wouldn't be a business expense.
Why am I expected to know that? That information on that bankruptcy report is not supposed to be something.
Like the way he's saying that it is, or he don't even know. So public. Whatever.
You know what I mean? No one goes into that shit.
So we got to get his tax guy to answer the question.
Absolutely ridiculous bankruptcy ever. Even the judge admitted it. Said, "I've never seen anything like this before." This circus that it became, right?
Yeah, not the entire house.
Anyway, let me put this back. Yes.
Businessman that knows nothing about his business. He just give his tax guy a bunch of numbers, and then I don't know, man. I'm not a legal expert. I don't know. Then what do you do for your taxes?
Like even something as easy as that. You think, oh, that's easy. That's, it's not a big deal. It is. That's exposure right now. If I showed you the name of companies that I'm paying, utility companies and shit, that could hurt me. They've done it before. Years ago, they called my electric company, tried to turn on my electricity, right in the middle of my work week. Like, now, that would have been terrible if I didn't have the notification that was going to happen, right? So, Stuttering Craig wrote me an email. That's nice.
Read it out loud. He turns into a Frenchman.
Craig, apparently right now you're ripping us a new asshole. What do you think I was going to do? Do you think I was going to be happy of what you did today? Your actions are heinous, dude.
Kind of hard to take you seriously with a toilet seat around your neck.
Unfairly. You didn't approach it objectively. You admitted it in your email to me. All you did was sit and listen to detractors. Then you sat and took money from detractors, and then you sat and took money from detractors again.
What was he supposed to say? What was he supposed to do? Not accept their money?
You literally are happy, right?
He wanted them to shut off their super chats for him.
That you got this. Don't lie now. Come on. I mean, seriously, dude. You're so excited.
What is that? What he was asking for? Right? That wasn't a stipulation.
Yeah. Anyway. Yes, the paper was blank.
Tickle Bruno came in with the $55.
See? So keep reading the negative stuff because he keeps doing it, right?
Yeah. Like, is he supposed to just turn down this money? Hey, you can't say that about Phil. I'm gonna refund you. No one's gonna fucking do that, dude. And like he said, do you not know how the internet works? How many times do people say that to him? Like, it's just how this stuff goes. As long as you've been on this platform, like, you should know what's up, man. If you just roll with it.
If it were true that my mental health was bad, right? Why do you think that is, Craig? Maybe it's because when I have an opportunity that I actually think I'm going to be treated nicely or fairly, I still don't get treated nicely or fairly, right? Again, there was nothing.
It definitely don't start there, Phil.
Left it at that interview, and that was the end all be all of it, and that was it. That's it. You right? It would have been done, and it would have been over with. Instead, you did this. This is completely underhanded, dishonest, shooting gallery. Attack Phil, take money to shit on him constantly. This is wrong. What you're doing here.
And I think that's probably one of the biggest things from yesterday. Is I know personally, and I know everybody here wants what's best for him as a human.
So what are you doing? So what's best for me is to sit here for 2.5 hours and take payments from my detractors and literally regurgitate the negative memes about me. This is the best thing for me? This is what's best for you, bro. Let's be honest here. This whole thing was all about you. You reached out for a fun guest on your show.
Ridiculous.
You hit the gold mine with the amount of drama, and you capitalized on it. You've banked on it, right? Or else this would have been Mario Kart, Craig. This was Mario Kart. See the floor we play Mario Kart right now? Isn't this a great stream?
This is, you can't break him out of this.
No, you literally are capitalizing on the pain of others. 1,000,000%. It's fucked up, dude.
I want Phil to be in a good place. And I think that's the hardest thing about it is, like, how do you say that to somebody? Be like, dude, listen.
All right, enough of this. I'm just curious if we go like another 20 minutes, are they still doing it? Let's go to this.
Well, they got a lot of super chats, man.
Tell you what, I'm literally 45 minutes behind on the super chats. I want to give you, Adam, an opportunity, and we will read all these super chats, all direct donations. We'll read.
Here we go. Adam's gonna go off. This will be hilarious.
You, Adam, the opportunity to.
Oh, here we go. Adam about to drop the bomb.
You're the one.
DSP about to curse him out.
From after yesterday, and I think you're the person people probably want to hear from most.
DSP about to go off.
Please listen to Adam's rant.
I don't even know how to start. Like, to really give my thoughts on it.
But like, this is his opinion, man. He's just being honest. Come on.
No, I did not pre-watch this. I don't know what he's about to say.
I'm going to scroll the super chats on the bottom so they get acknowledged while you're talking. And
hey, what's up, Roger?
We see them and we're reading them and we
study your lines.
Thank you. So the floor is yours, though, Adam. So.
Okay, so
hey, it's Camino.
I've traveled around a lot in the world. I've met a lot of people in my life. A lot of people that use and lie to get ahead, and it feels like that's kind of the world we live in right now. People don't want to work hard for easy living. People want the easy path to easy living.
I've definitely had the easiest path to an easy living, guys. Let me tell you.
You actually have, because you can do this every day.
No hurdles and no problems.
That's pretty easy.
Easy street all along the way. Right.
All the shit that's hard is because you made it hard, because you fucking suck.
The most successful people work their ass off to become successful.
Because you're just generally unlikable and you
most of these
can't be worked with.
Internet.
But I would say you had it pretty easy, man.
To get the easy path, and a lot of the people that are successful in this world work their ass off. Like, say what you will about Tim Pool, that dude works his fucking ass off and deserves the success that he's made, right? I mean, it doesn't matter what happened between him and I. That's irrelevant. Like, he works his ass off, is very knowledgeable about what he does, and he earned his success. That's
how does this have to do with me,
right? Someone like DSP,
calm down.
He just wants that success.
Derek, Jesus,
the hard
he
work.
said
I
your
want
name.
all that success without any of the hard work.
Yeah, you do.
I haven't worked hard.
You haven't.
I'm the most, one of the most. I won't say I'm the most.
You got a bunch of videos that don't mean shit. That don't mean shit. It doesn't mean anything.
100,000 videos, 15 years of
quality over
every day, full time, putting out gameplay.
Quality over quantity.
Schedules, right? This guy.
I'm here every day. That means I work hard.
Positively, no knowledge of me whatsoever, zero, and they're giving him an avenue.
His work is that he uploads videos every day.
He literally knows nothing.
He working.
Nothing about me. I lost friendships and relationships because I was addicted to work. I was addicted to putting out so many videos in a day.
Addicted to work, gen, and mobile games.
I actually got the popularity I did early was because I was the guy who was beating games so fast and immediately getting those playthroughs out within 2-3 days. Like, what
so you made a bunch of videos. That's what made it good.
No concept of anything.
Because you could make a bunch of videos.
Knowledge, and you walked out.
That's why they were good.
Association, all you listen to were the bad things about me. What you're saying is factually disproven, but you don't care.
Or he thinks that he's working hard. I work 6 days a week from he tried to lay out this whole thing that he works all day and 12
DSP don't want to hear the truth.
It's an hour with his
you
wife.
don't.
Like, bro, that's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
You should spend more time with your wife.
You're right.
Spend more time doing other things.
You're right.
And then
I want
making
to
yourself right. I turned into a fucking therapist yesterday, and like, I'm not a therapist. I'm just a logical based person that I'm a straight shooter. I call it as I see it. I said it yesterday. My friends call me an honest asshole because I'm always honest with them, but they appreciate that with me because I'm gonna be honest. Like, if you're doing some shit that I think is stupid, I'm gonna call you out on it. I'm gonna tell you, like, you're being a fucking idiot. Be smart with your money. Stop.
Again, I had no issue with the interview. The interview was fine. When I got out of that interview, I defended these guys and said I thought the interview was fine. This segment, this whole show is fucked up and wrong.
It's fucked up. They should go to jail, I guess.
$1 is too much. If you can't afford to fucking eat or pay your rent,
no shit,
or pay
fucking
electricity bill,
it's like they're not allowed to have opinions on him. Is that shitting on him?
I'm not spending $1 on it when I can't pay my bills. What are you talking about? Where's the evidence of that? Right? When did I ever say this? The question they had asked me was, "What did you spend on games this month?" I said, like, probably $15. You know, and they said, and I said, it wasn't even on WWE Champions. It was on the new Street Fighter game. I did like those daily $1 or whatever, right? This month, this didn't happen. I have no money. Like,
overtime, by the way.
Right?
You shouldn't spend a cent. So it's like, even that he admitted that he's spending any amount of money on that shit was too much. It's like, come on, dude. Be smart about your money. It was so clear throughout yesterday that he's a fucking idiot when it comes to spending money. Yeah, I said it, Phil. I'm not.
Oh, I don't care.
I'm just being brutally honest.
Say what you want about that.
Asshole, all right, you get what you get when you're talking to me. All right, you came and clearly, fuck, that was a bad pun too. Jeez. You know what I mean? Like, you came on our show, and things happened, right? So
don't care about what happened on the show.
You're hiding something, and people are making really good points that you're probably scared you're going to get in trouble from going through that bankruptcy. You said yesterday the bankruptcy saved you. Like, everything was going to be good from now on. Twitch was paying you well, and these fucking assholes ruined your shit on Twitch.
They did.
You say racist shit, and it's like, all right, you do. Like, all right.
No, that's not what happened at all. I didn't get banned from Twitch because I say racist shit.
What was it?
I never said
hurtful
racist
slurs
shit on Twitch. Never happened.
Oh boy,
they banned me for things that happened a decade ago, completely out of context. It's like
yeah, but you still said it. But you still said it though.
And by the way, it was allowed back then. And
it
now
was
you're
never
getting banned
allowed.
from things today for it.
Well,
like,
you know what I
you
mean. Like, you still would have been held liable for it if they cared enough.
He has no idea what he's speaking of. None.
Those fucking jokes. But don't be surprised when you get booted off the platform, who are very clearly in the woke, man. Twitch is... I don't like Twitch. I don't like they fucked over the partner program. It's not even worth being a partner anymore. And they have a deer on their freaking...
the deer girl.
I don't know what the hell it's called? Like who gets to be on? Like I think it's a they. No, it's a deer. It's a deer self. I don't know what the fuck they.
By the way, we have a lot of contributions that we'll be shouting out soon, just so you know, because I can't keep going all night. I just wanted to hear what he had to say, and he doesn't have much to say. It's all like, lack of knowledge, talking out of the ass. Don't even know what I'm talking about.
But you didn't even let him finish.
Because that's all he had. The knowledge he has.
So you were writing him off. You didn't even gonna hear him out.
Watch content. He doesn't know anything about me.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sad, actually.
Nice defense.
But that's who's working at Twitch now. So what are you surprised that your whole Twitch career just got flopped because some people called you out for making some racist jokes?
I was on Twitch for 4.5 years. And
yeah, I'm surprised he didn't say anything about that.
I got banned. I was on there for 4.5 years, and I never did
Phil is now if you know. But you can say tranny.
Partner program. How do you know
it's
the
like
difference?
not a bad thing. According to Phil.
It was a
I kind of want him to get asked about that.
Twitch and other places all at the same time. I told him this on the show, but they don't listen. God.
Fine. Make some racist jokes.
Just under the basis that he's pandering.
Don't fucking try to act like you've changed. Own who you are.
Don't make racist jokes, you idiot.
Bitch. Fucking be the person you want to be and fucking own it. Find a platform that's going to allow you to be that person. All right? I gave you 2 great ideas for a show, right? This is how you don't game. Use it to your
way too old for too late for that. That would have worked when this is how you don't play.
I mean, he tried to.
You know, a decade ago.
It's too late. The movement moved on.
But then I admit, 100%, I was stupid. I was absolutely dumb, and did not capitalize on it like I should have. Instead, I got angry. That is my fault. But again, I've already publicly admitted this. He doesn't know that because he didn't do any research.
Advantage. Own who you are. All right. Put that fucking box of tissues behind you because you did wank on screen. All right. Fucking own it.
I did.
You're never gonna catch me fucking pulling my dick out live because I'm not a fucking idiot. All right, you made the mistake. You were.
This is hilarious.
Emotional damage.
You know this guy done dumb shit. Probably not that bad, but he's probably done some really dumb shit.
That's an accusation.
Really, what?
Like what? What did he do?
Set yourself up for the fall, dude. Because everyone who said shit about shit like this to me, then they get exposed years later. It's not me that does it, but then they get exposed years later. It's way worse. Remember Pro Jared? Remember when he tweeted about me for no good reason?
Yeah, this dude
what
needs
happened to him?
help.
I mean, dude, you can't be fucking saying shit like that. That was just dumb.
Own it. All right, I'm sick of people that are just like, I'm a victim.
Pro Jared didn't even say anything about you, dude.
Molo Viking says, actually, he's already done worse. He was booted off of one of the most popular shows on YouTube to do this show instead. Really?
Are you listening to other people? Why don't you ask him?
So you're saying he was on?
Ask him for a fair shake.
And now he's on this show.
You want to say this and this about me? Why didn't you just come to me?
I made a stupid mistake.
Go to Adam and ask him about it. Right? Or you're just believing what some person on the internet said and basing stuff off of that. But people are supposed to interview you and hear your side for every fucking time they mention your name.
I love my chat. I love the great conversations.
So you're actually slandering right now. Actual slander.
To stream every day. To have
but don't do it against Phil.
With the people who I spend time with all day long, right?
Reason why I'm successful and I'm able to sit in my house and talk about my opinions on live online.
Me too.
It's not that hard of a job. It's fun. I fucking love it.
Me too.
I get to play video games.
Are you sure about that?
And people watch me and pay me. Play video games.
Correct.
You get to do the same. You lucky fucking asshole.
You're right.
How dare you fucking bitch about it?
Who's bitching about it?
Who's
I'm not bitching
about it?
The content I put out. I'm bitching about all the shit around it that I have nothing
bitch
to do.
about your whole life. That's what your streams are.
About. All the nonsense that people have made up about me, right?
Who's bitch about having to get out, losing an hour.
I play. I love my audience. What are you speaking of?
All right, I'm sick of it. Stop being a fucking victim.
I'm not. Listen, I'm not a victim. I outright said on your show, no one should be contributing to me because they feel bad because people are hating on me. No one. I don't want a pity party on the internet.
Like he actually did.
Support me because you like my content and you like me.
You don't care what the haters say.
I don't want people coming in. We don't have pity party streams and shit.
No, you said I like your content. I don't care what people say.
So what are you talking about?
But it was still like our own trolls.
Your shit. All right, I'm done.
You lectured the wrong person. Literally every point you made was wrong.
Who should he lecture?
Congratulations, Adam. Adam with the most uninformed rant of the year award. Yes, Adam. So everyone applaud this man. Most uninformed man I've ever heard talk about me, actually. Like my detractors intentionally are uninformed and say wrong things. This man just made no effort to be informed whatsoever before he went off. I mean, that's pretty impressive. I don't think I've ever really seen someone as misinformed about me and then actually pretend like they knew what they were talking about. Right? Wow.
I don't know, those steel toe dudes
I'm not on,
might have
so I can't counter it.
Might have
That's pretty impressively amazing, isn't it?
Get it out. Get it out. I love it. I love it. Like, I think that at the end of the day, look, there are common themes on this show. Right?
This is what happens when the pignosis don't work and people see him like normal people see him.
And everything you said.
And he can't pull his stupid canned answers and just have you accept that be the answer.
Lucky to be able to do
Yeah,
correct.
dude.
We all are. Anyone
So
making
fucking-
content on the internet is insanely lucky. I've said this a million times. The only reason I'm popular is because I started when I did. If I had started later, I never would have had absolutely anyone at all who.
Yeah, he hating Adam like he hated Howard.
Right?
I
Like
love my life.
when he
I love
react to
doing what
stuff.
I do.
This guy sounds just like me with he's saying, which proves he never watched me if he thinks that we're different. We're literally like kindred spirits in this regard with how much we love what we do. But he just wants to insult me because everyone else says I'm a shithead. Good job.
No, that's the conclusion that he made to it, talking to you for 5 fucking hours.
Like
This sounds
the
exactly
people
like
who support
me
online
every
all
day.
around the globe. I got
Okay.
people all in different countries that are like, man, you're fucking great. Thank you for doing what you do. Shout out from Panama. Shout out from Ireland. Shout out from fucking wherever. And it's like, this is fucking awesome. Like, I got people all
And
around
probably
the globe
drop some
trying
frames.
to support me. And it's like, I will never look at them like a dollar sign. I've met
Correct, and
people
I don't
that
either.
do that.
Right.
And I have zero respect for it. There's many people in this circle that do that, and it's like, man, as soon as you do that, the audience knows. They
That's
can-
why I need to change for the better. I need to stop with the e-begging shit. I know that. I'm trying my best.
I'm
That's
trying.
Why
Why is it so
fall back on my
hard?
old ways and when I have my fans emailing me and shit and saying, dude, what are you doing? I appreciate that.
Why can't you
And it's
stop
happened
begging?
recently, and it really pisses me off. It does. You
The
know what I mean?
uncontrollable urge
It
to
really
ask
pisses me off.
people on
that
the
I do.
internet for money.
And I got to get better at it because I'm in a situation, unlike him, who probably, you know, he's not financially tight. I am incredibly financially tight because of all the shit I've been through over the years. That's something I
He was looking to the heavens.
I don't see my viewers as dollar signs. I don't say, oh, time to turn on that stream and let the dough start rolling. It's like,
An
no, I want to
exaggeration.
turn on my stream and have fun, play a game.
Why
you
aren't you doing that
have a
right now,
conversation, do a
then?
fun podcast. That's what I want to do.
Why aren't you doing that
and
right
then the
now?
money comes along with that. But again, this is something I've reiterated a million times in my own content. This guy knows nothing about me. He's lecturing no one. He's literally lecturing the wall at this point, right?
Feel it. They could sense it when you don't give
This
a shit
is-
about them anymore, and then you start
Like,
using
DSP
them.
actually couldn't have a
Dude,
therapist, because
you can't
what is he
guilt
going to
your
do? Argue
audience.
with them
They're
and be
gonna
like, you
support
don't know me,
Your
you're
work
wrong,
supports
that's not
them,
true.
Okay, and you see.
I'm not going to
worthy
listen to
of their
you.
support.
Like, he literally,
you
you
reacting
can't
to?
help
It's like
him.
people that live fucking
Like, there's no
lives
one that can
like
actually
that
help
life is
him.
Tough, all right, they're choosing to.
I'm not even going to listen to the rest of it. Dude, he doesn't even know what he's talking
Like,
about. He
he's
doesn't know me. I mean, it's so
unhelpable.
bad. Like, you're yelling at someone who agrees with you. It's like you walked into a church and you yelled out, God is great. Yes, Adam.
But it would be
Anyway.
literally him
Like
fighting
mini
with this
You
dude.
guys shut me the F up and got
'Cause he
me,
can't listen
got me
to
hat in hand. You guys crushed
what
it.
anyone is telling
Very
him.
sort of side scrollers.
If it's outside of what he wants it to be.
Echidna says DSP said he promised his wife he would quit mobile games. Admitted he sank money into WWE.
You
Might
did say
cause
that.
A lot more trouble than just embarrassment.
What?
You did say that.
That would actually make sense as why he can't let his username get out, because he said that it would harm his family
God.
if his username got out. It's like that actually. So he could be being honest.
They're
actually.
making new conspiracies up now.
Conspiracies?
I got a headache. I got a fucking headache, dude.
I mean,
I got a
we can
serious
pull
headache.
the clip up, or somebody will
Yes,
can
what I
forward
said,
that clip.
just to clarify, because now people want me to clarify on that statement.
But
what I
it's
said
not
was I
helping him.
stopped playing mobile games like I used to. Remember, I admitted I used to play WWE Supercard, I used to play Dokkan Battle, I used to spend insane amounts of money on them. I know I admitted this. When I got with Cat, that was the end of that. When I got with Cat, that was it.
What happened?
More important
That's kinda
things.
The entire point of the show.
Wait a minute.
Lion.
Wait a minute. No, wait a minute.
I used to play WWE Super. What I said was I stopped playing mobile games. Like, yes, what headache, dude?
One more
I got
time.
a
I'm
serious
sorry.
headache. Yes, what I said, just to clarify, because now people want me to clarify on that statement. What I said was I stopped playing mobile games like I used to. Remember, I admitted I used to play WWE Supercard, I used to play Dokkan Battle, I used to spend insane amounts of money on them. I know I admitted this. When I got with Cat, that was the end of that. When I got with Cat, that was it.
The entire
More
time.
important
That's kinda
things.
The entire point of the show.
Okay, so I guess what he's saying is I used to play a bunch of mobile games, But when I got with Cat, I didn't say I was gonna stop playing mobile games completely. I just don't spend a bunch of money on them.
No. Lion Robot says, I was wrong. The side scrollers crushed it yesterday and also gave us.
But I could have sworn he said he wouldn't play them at all. But
this is the whole thing, right?
Semantics.
To address, correct?
Help. Right. For sure. And I think that
insane amounts.
Any sort of family member or even friend, you just, you can be harsh to them while spouting the truth.
Well, it's
hey, another comment.
All right, because I got to start wrapping up with my own shit. My stream usually ends around this time. So here's the deal. I'm gonna
watch the King trailer,
and I actually have something to say. All right.
Oh boy.
Here's how this all ends. Okay. All right. Here's how all this ends. It's this simple. Okay. Because I'm done with this now.
Oh wait, Craig's on duty stream?
No, I'm not going to duty stream. Duty stream can kiss my ass. Okay. Here's the deal. All right. Here's how we end it. You gave me you promised me one thing. You gave me something else. Right. I thought from what I was doing when I was sitting there that it actually was legit. It was not. It was 100% coming from the wrong direction. Only talk to detractors. It was really, really disingenuous what Craig and his people did there to me. Okay. And the thing is,
Craig and his people.
I'll be honest with you guys. Do you want to know the truth?
His whole fam.
This was all expected. 100%.
Then why did we act like this about it? Like we were surprised.
Basically, what I wanted to do, this is similar to last year, which we didn't talk about, which I said I wanted to talk about on that interview, and they never brought it up. This is incredibly similar to the situation.
It's been a real shit show.
I had car repairs last year, and I wanted to test the waters and see, depending on what I mentioned to you guys publicly, what would happen, correct? So last year my car broke down. I mentioned it on a stream, and
I'm missing the content. Phil, get out of here.
My detractors used their bullshit, identity theft information, okay? And basically, what I've seen is
they're live right now.
The more information you give, they'll do whatever. And they hurt me. They actually used identity theft to find the documentation of the car repair that I did. Did it matter? No, it didn't matter at all, right? It had no purpose. But it was a test. If I just give a little bit of information out, what will happen? What happened?
We already talked about this. Are we done here?
All right. So it's fucked up. And it is what it is. But you know what? You live and you learn, right? And this was a test for me. It really was. It was a test to see what would happen if I did something like this. It went pretty much the worst that you could expect, right? Let's be honest here. Pretty much. But that's to be expected when it comes to me.
Are you done?
They're not giving me a fair shake or anything.
They gave you a fair shake. So, you fucked up.
It's this simple, all right?
You were full of... You didn't make sense.
Shout outs here in a second for contributions. I'll read through them. Moving forward. Excuse me. All right? I have no aspirations to be in anyone's interview or anything like this about this shit. All right? At all.
Well, no more interviews. You cut off.
I don't know if I could trust anyone.
Can't trust nobody out here on his own.
How could I possibly be, trust anyone moving forward, right? It's just, it's crazy to think how it turned out after the fact, right? But I don't know. How could you trust anyone? It just seems everyone out there is just, they want to use me to get a rise.
They want the clout.
Popularity, right? That's 1,000,000%.
How come you can't use other people?
I'm not going to let other people use me in their shit like this. You want to make...
I mean, that sounds bad, but like...
your own content,
I don't know. You can make it work, like in a non-harmful way.
It's all about, right?
Like, just drum up stuff. Like, if you would have took this in stride... I can't
stop you from doing that.
And not have been toxic about it, but like...
moral high ground. I'm going to make better content than that.
I don't know. Try to make like some beef, but like lighthearted. I don't know, man. He could have made it work.
Your misery, my benefit, right?
But nah.
Moving forward, if I want to talk to someone, they're going to be on my show.
So I can control the narrative.
Actually, I have something interesting I want to speak to. Like, for example, I mentioned earlier, Review Tech USA is someone I would very much like to speak with and have a civil conversation about. Like just talk.
I don't care about that.
About civilly, about everything, about our history.
Talk about sucking cucumbers on it.
Kind of squash the beef because I actually feel like that's something I need to do. That's important.
We got what we wanted for the most part. I mean, we pretty much got it.
You know what I'm saying?
And this is just, it's not a good look for him. So it accomplished
do it.
What it should have.
If it means that, at the very, very least, right? It's not going to be something that's then going to be turned into nonstop levels of profit for other people by exploiting me. And literally, it's what that was. This is exploitation. There's a difference between I did an interview and it was objective, and then the exploitation stream is the next day, where you make the money rolling in on it. I'm shitting on me the whole stream. And literally, everything you're saying is wrong. Oh, this about Phil, that about Phil. Wrong.
Yeah, he needs to control everything.
Page is right there. Everything's written. All my expenses. Like, everything you say is wrong. But that's fine, because you're on your show. There's no one to counter you. That was the most wrong thing that could have possibly happened.
He wanted it on his show so nobody can counter him when he says anything.
Done is had that show with no opportunity for me to counter any of it. That's just, I can't believe it. That was so backhand. So that you want to talk about, I'm in a pit of snakes. That's, are you kidding me? Really? After I give you 5.5 hours of my time, that's how you thank me? Wow. And all that money
should they have paid you
on that fucking show?
I should have got paid.
The biggest show you ever had.
It should have gone to me,
right? But that's how you do it. You have a whole show that's just crapping on me.
What if he really did say that?
Amazing, right? That's just stupendous. I defended them last night, saying that it was fair or whatever, right?
Well, is that not what you thought?
Anyway, I'm done. This is the end of my stream. I'm gonna do shout outs.
Okay, well, we're out of here.
We're gonna get out of here. So, by the way, yes, I will. Like I already said, I'm planning to have people here on DSP Reacts to have conversations.
Like Rich.
All right, I would love to have a conversation with Rich and maybe a few others. I already have a.
I don't know anyone else that will talk to him.
And that likely will happen. I don't know exactly when. With Rich, I'd actually like to do it soon, but I don't know, when that would happen. I'm sure he'll contact me. Yeah, I mean, there you have it. I'm done with this. This is the end of it. I'm happy now that because again, the bait was set for this to happen. It happened.
Then you took the bait.
I will never get a fair shake. It's never going to happen.
So you took the bait.
There will never be a fair shake for Darkside Phil. People see too much possibility of benefiting from making fun of me, right? Then the offset of, just do it fairly. So since the benefit outweighs the morality part of the equation, I won't put myself into the position of risk. You understand? There's no point. So I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to do my own content, and I'm going to have people on my show if they want to have conversations.
No one wants to be on there.
Fair enough? Like, that's dumb. I'm just not going to do nothing else. I'm not wasting
my time. You want to ban people?
This is it. This is the end all be all. I address the nonsense. You come on my stream, you bring up nonsense.
You just want to stop people in their tracks and be like, you can't ask that or stop. Okay? Or just tell them to shut up.
I can't entertain your narrative of bullshit anymore. I just can't. I'm not. It's not worth my time.
It has to be my narrative.
I'm too old for this shit.
I'm too old. I'm 40.
To move on. Now I had to waste another stream tonight.
You didn't have to do this.
Watch them beat me up. For what?
You masochist. You fucking put it upon yourself to do that.
90% of the super chats tonight were pretty toxic. I didn't really pay attention.
You over here like, hurt me more.
I'll take a quick look at these tips here.
Okay, I think we're out of here. We're done. Right?
I don't even know what that means. Some dude $1.50 saying trolls are whales donating hundreds of dollars. I don't even know what that means. Are you talking on their stream?
What do you think? You ain't getting hundreds of dollars, bitch.
So someone to me $1.50 says, I'm not your biggest fan. I agree. Adam was scummy today. Dude has a massive superiority complex. Like, who is he to fix someone's life with shitty advice? There you go. There you go.
So just keep telling DSP everything is all right.
I told you I'm done with this. I'm not retorting to anything. I'm not responding to anything further. I'm done. Tomorrow we're back to standard content.
I don't think he means that, but sure.
I'm done with it, man. Dollar tip. Troll again. Ignore this. Here we go.
Is it just shout outs, anything?
Sasuke man. Wow, that's I don't know how to pronounce this. Sasuke, maybe it's supposed to be Sasuke, but it's with a Q instead of a K.
Sasuke.
Says, it's a $5 tip, by the way. He says, nasty how they trashed you after that interview. Props for sticking, with it and everything. Yeah, hold on here.
He's getting played off, but thank you. It's It's been.
There we go.
Fun, I think. Nah, it's definitely been fun. He's losing his mind. He's been losing his mind.
Okay, here. And there's another $5 tip.
Yeah, I'm piecing out. He getting played off. But we're going over to whoever's streaming the other stuff that's going on. But yeah, I'm getting out here.
I should have talked to the bottom.